Hello, hello! What's up, everybody? Welcome to another day of StarCraft 2. We're gonna be experiencing some high turbulence matches, hopefully. Yeah, we're gonna be watching, of course, first and foremost, Ragnarok versus Parting. The two players that are well known for having a capitalized first letter of their name and a high capitalized second letter, well, the last letter of their name. I think my yellow shirt is messing with the green screen here a little bit. I can't just take it off, can I? No, that's probably a big no-no. Anyway, we're waiting for these guys to get things started. And as we are having those videos going on, I'm gonna be quickly dabbling with some filters, I suppose, on this thing overall. What are you guys up to? Now, before waiting for this thingamajig to start. Huh. Yeah, I really do think it's my yellow shirt, isn't it? Look at that. Well, black and yellow looks great, doesn't it? It does look good. Let's just roll with this. We'll just roll with this. And then maybe in between somewhere, I'm going to put on a different shirt. Who knows? Something like that. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. All right, anyway. I guess it is a little bit close to green, right, on the color spectrum. Anyway, yeah, starting off with Parting versus Ragnarok, the ZVP, which I guess could go both ways, honestly. Two players that, you know what, I feel like can have some pretty darn good matches here together. Let me also reposition this a little bit. Could have some pretty nice matches together. I really do believe that is a big chance of occurring here. But, you know, an overall Parting, obviously, is still the favorite. It pains my ITaX hard to say, of course. But, you know what? That overall, on its own, is going to make a Ragnarok victory also much more delightful if it does occur. He's been putting a lot of efforts into practicing. And let's see if his labors are bearing fruit right now. Also, we are going to have, of course, afterwards, a match between Zest and Cure, a best of 5, a PVT. And afterwards, in the final match, of course, the best of 7, the two winners going to be duking it out to see who will be taking the special first place in today's Super Series. You know what? Always the thing. What is happening? Why would... I'm confused. Apparently he's missing somebody. Apparently somebody is... Sometimes I do co-cast with Snoopy. It doesn't happen too much. Is there something I missed? Is there something on the poster or something? Ah. Okay. We should be good. All right. Anyway, I'm back in black. Well, stipply black. Right, we have ourselves a map pool as well. The first series. Gonna be starting off with Eternal Empire, Pillars of Gold, Ice and Chrome, Death, Aura, and Everdream as the final battlegrounds. If we do manage to get there, of course, always a question on whether or not that is going to be a case. But we should be good. Shouldn't be waiting around any longer. There we go. That is the invite right now, and we're gonna get this. Game started pretty darn soon. Ragnarok versus Parting. Yeah, as I said before, I do believe that Parting a little bit of the favorite here. Also, well, pretty much always having a little bit of a better result in the big tournaments, of course. Doesn't mean that this is a drawn-out conclusion already. Definitely can still go both ways here. trying to... Huh. Anyway. Definitely can go both ways here still. We're just going to have to wait and see whether or not that is going to be the case. Thoroughly bright today, ain't I? Huh. Let's see. Still trying to kind of get my green screen to realize that yellow is a different color than green. Just keeps giving problems. Just keeps giving problems. Alright, anyway. Now I know. Now I know not to wear this shirt. It's a new shirt. It's a nice shirt overall. But as you can see, definitely some confusion there on the part of the color scheme. Anyway, as this game is loading up, you know what? I'll try to put some other shirt on. That will probably fix it. Guys, we're going to get things started. I'm going to put you guys into the loading screen as soon as it starts. I'll just run off towards just there to the right. Try to get this sorted. I don't know why we're still waiting. Is he still asking me about Snoopy? I don't think he is. All right. Okay, there's still... I don't know what's happening. They're just talking Korean again. Might as well be Chinese or Japanese, but I know it's Korean because of the characters. Other than that, you know what? I none of those languages, or Russian as well, I suppose, or Spanish, or any type of African language, any type of. You know what? Gotta admit, sometimes Irish and Scottish people. A little bit of difficulty as well, but only when they're really like talking between each other in a sense, and they really ramp it up. Usually, in one-on-one, it becomes a lot more organized to me. Anyway, no matter what, it doesn't matter. Why are we waiting? I'm digging a hole here, and this hole was not supposed to be here. There is a full-on diary being wrote right now. Okay, Ragnarok is now begging to please start the game. Oh god, he's asking me now as well. Alright, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Blast off. It's still not started. He just did a countdown. I guess we still gotta do the other countdown. Sorry. Too soon. Oh, he's doing another countdown. Oh, wait. It was Ragnarok doing the countdown. I see. Ah, he tricked me. Pretending like he's Inu. Bloop. Alright. Come on, game. Load up. Alright, hopefully this is going to be less of a troublemaking shirt. Okay, here we go. In the top right side, we have ourselves a red Zerg player. He's fighting for ITaX. We all know ITaX, right? It's a pretty well-known name around these parts of town. Anyway, he is a Ragnarok. Got himself up in a best-of-5 situation here against this blue Protoss in the bottom left side. He is from the Dragon Phoenix Gamer crew. He is parting. Parting's been stepping it up recently with the overall thingamajigs here. Oh my dear lord. I think we're having a Nexus block right now with this hatchery. Ragnarok really opening it up very aggressively right now. Bringing out a little bit of the inner Bly here. Let's see how Parting decides to react. Decides to bring out a couple of probes here. Seems like a very well measured amount of probes, which, you know what, he may have a good clue about how many exactly he needs. There we go. 6 of them right now. Seems to be doing pretty darn good. That HP bar slowly getting whittled down. Gonna ensure that that's not gonna be a lot of HP. And is he gonna make a zealot here? Yeah, he is. Alright, so shouldn't be too much of a delay, but you know what, overall still, this is quite a couple of those probes, of course. Not mining, first and foremost. And, well, the Nexus right now being extremely delayed, which means there's less probe production, which means there's a nice amount of time here to get all this stuff sorted. You know what way you're actually mining here. Oh my dear lord, he was actually trying to do it again here. Parting has enough money to make that Nexus right now. Okay, there he goes. Making me a little bit frightful, that. There's gonna be another hatchery block right there. Not the case, not the case. Alright. Double hatchery here for Ragnarok still. Very early on, instead of getting himself those queens, going to be rushing out a triple hatchery here to start mining from. More larvae, of course, this way to transform into drones. See how this pans out. I guess it does pretty okay because there was already a delay in the adept as well. Of course, had to make that zealot first and foremost. Did Parting. Second adept as well did get created here. And you know what? He has the queens already. Has a good amount of links. No problems whatsoever so far for Ragnarok. The funny thing is that, of course, with this very quick third hatch, with the hatch across the street, having a drone there as well, is drone count not that impressive right now. Should be able to get ramped up relatively quickly here. Just going to do his best to get as many out as possible, without spending too much money on trying to hold off these first 2 initial adepts. And Parting on the other side of the map, going for a adept glaive attack, getting himself to a robotics facility as well. Overlord is going to be scouting this, so you know what, Ragnarok should be fully aware of what is happening right now. Still only on 29 workers for a moment there. Okay, there we go. Now going up to 34. Yeah, I'm a bit, you know what, overall worried a slight bit here with the overall work count for Ragnarok. Should be able to get a little bit higher here. Already 4 minutes 16, of course. I guess overall Parting his attack also delayed here now due to the hatchery book. So overall the timings are a little bit funky. Not that well versed, entirely well versed with how the timings now work out with the adept glaives. So when you need to start making the links and the roach run, but it seems like it's not too far off, like 20-30 seconds of a difference right now. It's still coming across the map, and overall Ragnarok at 43 workers still. You would say as a healthy amount of workers right now. Looking at the link count, 24 versus 4 adepts. That should be able to hold that off very easily. So even going to be sending quite a couple of them across the map here. Trying to do a bit of harassment. Catching a Stalker first and foremost. And now right on top of that pylon actually. Could shut down quite a bit of production right here. Oh my dear lord. Parting just did a massive warping as well. And well, that is a horrible situation. Ragnarok absolutely surgically just destroying, dismantling whatever Parting was doing right there. Very unfortunate for Parting, of course, that he did just commit to a massive warping on the other side of the field. Otherwise, that would have panned out a little bit more differently. But ultimately, this is what we ended up with. And well played by Ragnarok. A very, very cool little thing there. Still having 43 workers in the end, right, against this build. And having more than enough at home with the spine crawler, roaches, links already there, ready to do the surround, and then still having enough links as well to just come across the map. making this look silly overbuilt, doesn't it? Making it absolutely look ridiculous right there. And you have to wonder what else what else can occur in that situation, you know? Unless if Ragnarok just massively over drones and goes up to like 50 something drones. You don't see that pan out all that differently. Looks like Inu is again just talking about some stuff right here. Anyway, what's up, you guys? What is going on? I see Sniper just joining the channel as well. What's up, my man, Sniper? One of the main men supporting ITaX. Always there, always just chilling. A big StarCraft 2 fanatic. If everybody in the world loved StarCraft 2 the way that Sniper does, then you know what? There would be world peace, I promise you. But, ah well. I guess we can't all be as majestically enthralled by StarCraft 2. Anyway, we got ourselves some second game action going on, and I thought that parting here would be, of course, the upper dog. Is that a word? Is that how you could say that? Is that how you could describe it? The upper dog? I don't know, but yeah, Ragnarok, of course, the underdog here, taking the first victory. So you know what? Only 2 wins right now, and he will be able to just take it. Even got a free loss on the board. That doesn't matter too much right now, right? Which means that if he does lose another game, it's gonna be okay. It's just gonna be a tied-up series at that point. But yeah, parting here would be very nice for him to get things rolling into his favor here. Tying it up would mean that, you know what, it's tied up, of course. If he loses this one, it's gonna mean he's gonna have to win 3 games in a row. And 3 games in a row, Ragnarok just has to win 1 of those. And seeing the strange, absolute maddening forms of aggression Ragnarok can take, that can be rather difficult to do. But we're gonna have to wait and see, of course, what he will bring out of his box of Pandera right now. It's the red Zerg player in the bottom left side. The red Zerg, he is Ragnarok. Top right side, the blue Protoss from the Dragons. The Phoenixes. Is it Phoenixes or Phenai? Phenai? Sounds very wrong. Anyway, it is the Gamer parting. Uh-oh. I see a forge on that production tab. Already a little bit of an indication, of course, that the Wolf is in the main base and stuff. That's a natural. That on its own. Alright, well, the Overlord not right in position just yet. Cannot see this occurring. Will be flying in this location right now. Sees the pylon. Let's see his reaction. For now, sending out 4 drones. Okay. And it looks like Parting has more than enough here to make a full wall off. Even has money for a gateway or something like that. Yep, there we go. Gateway in the position. Okay, Ragnarok still going to attempt to break this. We'll go for the gateway first and foremost. Of course, delaying this gateway on its own can help out quite a bit here. Okay, let's see if he can get a good surround there on that cannon. Not the greatest of surrounds. I think a lot of those drones, actually 3 of them. It's almost half the DPS right here for this cannon. Would have been very nice if you were to be able to get all those drones attacking. Unfortunately, did not do that. 1 more cannon here going up as well. As another cannon right there on the top side. This is going to go up no matter what Ragnarok does right now. He needs to kind of formulate a plan B. Killing off that gateway, though, that is a nice little thing to have occur for Ragnarok. Definitely delays Parting's tech to follow this up with. But, alright, Ragnarok doesn't want to do anything else. Just taps out, and his series was tied up just like that. Very, very aggressive, very cheesy overall, but you know what, working out in his favor. And Ragnarok just not being able to spot the probe coming across the map, nor spotting the pylon or the probe in its natural in time. And yeah, that's kind of what happens then, of course. Great control from Parting, and valiant effort from Ragnarok, just not quite being able to really get those drones on top of the cannon there anymore. Nor really deal with the other cannons either, right, that were coming up. As one of them was completely surrounded by all the pylons as well. Only a single drone could attack it. So that was going to be some sort of aggression there, no matter what. You could kind of say, right, maybe Ragnarok could have tried something else in his own main base, right? Go for the roaches, go for something like that. But it gets very hairy at those moments in time. He already tried to commit with the drones to break the cannon rush right there on the low ground, which means that already a little bit of an investment, right? It's going to be behind if he does try to transition into a different type of assault, whether it be roaches or a lot of zerglings running across the map, something like that, right? All of that stuff going to be delayed, going to be a lot weaker than it would have been otherwise had he not tried to commit to the defense with the drones. Anyway, that means we are tied up right now on Eisenchrome, and we're going to see well, the biggest map in action with two of the players that so far, you know what, seem to be very keen on ending games early on. So we're going to have to wait and see if this is going to be another one of those moments. Of course, this is the place where you would at least expect the cheese in a way, because it is such a long distance to walk. Right, gonna take a long time to get there, and also for your cheese. But who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen here? Right, there goes the pylon parting, seeming not to be one of the Protoss that believes fully into blocking the hatchery. 3 games so far. None of those games he really went for it. Of course, the second game makes sense. He doesn't go for the hatchery block, because then you don't really have anything to cannon rush there. Alright, in the top right side we have ourselves the blue Dragon Phoenix gamer. He is Barting. Bottom left side, the red Zerg from ITaX. He is Ragnarok. Alright. Coming in, seeing this hatchery right here at the normal time. Gonna start pretending like he is planning to do a cannon rush here. Ragnarok not falling for it though. He's not falling for it this time around. Not gonna waste any mining time here with those drones. Just gonna stay on top of those minerals here. 16 out of 16, that's where you want to be. Sending in the other ones into the gas later on, maximizing the mineral income, of course. As the parting is just setting up his own economy behind this as well. The first game where neither of these players really doing something weird at the start, right? Guess the weirdest thing we saw was the probe pretending to do a cannon rush, but just a little mind game there. Nothing too much being lost by either of these players. It's, yeah, third base for Ragnarok, of course, now as well on the way. Gonna be interesting to see whether or not Ragnarok decides to just open up the floodgates. It's one of his famous moves, of course, to just go for a bunch of links all of a sudden. Or a bunch of roaches as well. Very, very aggressive player. Knows very well as what the timing saw that he can hit, which he should try to hit. Also capable of bringing a little bit of a macro game, of course. We've seen this before. Oh, does lose a single drone there. Slight bit of aggression. A drone and a link just getting whittled down off the board right there. But, you know what, for the price of a adept, it's okay. It's okay for Ragnarok. Was mostly there for the scouting anyway, that adept. It's a bit unfortunate losing the drone. Didn't have to happen necessarily, it feels like, but oh well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Right, Warp Prism with a robotics bay on the way this time around. Could it be disruptors very quickly here? Maybe some Warp Prism speed. Definitely can help out. And, you know what, on a big map like this, Where the distance is so immense that if you do have that little bit of extra mobility, suddenly you can, of course, negate the entire movement distance of this map. Especially if you're going to be able to warp in as well with that warp gates very very quickly. Your attacks will still connect, of course. 4 more gateways as well on the way. Or 3, sorry, 3. That's going to bring up to 5 gates with a robo. So it's starting to seem rather peculiar here. Wondering if we are going to see a 3rd base coming out for parting. Alright, seeing that probe. We may do, but then again, I mean, he is sending this probe out with the... okay, no, this will be... Will it be? Okay, it will be. He's just teasing me, being like, I will, I won't, I will, I won't. Right, yeah, definitely going to commit here. I'm just waiting to see if he's still going to make probes, though. That's also a big tell. Because 5 gateways, there's a large amount of gateways right here. We're still not seeing any extra probes on the production tab. You may just be aware that Ragnarok, one of the players that would love to be aggressive in this moment in time, but... Ragnarok on this 3rd. Sentry energy being utilized to save this. That's a lot of energy, alright, so... Just by using that much energy for the defense, I would say you are going to have to really commit to using this Nexus. So we are seeing probes once again on the production tab. Just slightly, you know, a little bit of harassment from this Disruptor. So far getting 1 worker kill, not the greatest amount of course just yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Link's actually getting into the natural base all of a sudden. Did they? I think they got 2 probes there. There we go. Now they definitely did. Hey. A little bit of mis-targeting there, but seems to be okay. Oh, the Lynx once again getting in here. Parting really not having a good time with these Lynx, just continuously rushing down the front door. But you know what else? This attack here, the offensive from Parting, could definitely do a little bit of a number on Ragnarok's forces as well. Doesn't have that much right now. Does have a couple of Ravagers though, of course. The Ravager's very spread out. Doesn't want to get just blown up by the Disruptor right now. Disruptor trying to find the biggest pack of units and does manage to do so. Oh, the Lynx had a perfect surround on the Disruptor, but they do let it go for now. Trying to focus mainly onto the Stalkers and the sentries here. That were still dealing damage, but that means there's going to be a 2nd Disruptor shot pretty darn soon here. And of course, Disruptor shots, they are rather scary, honestly. Gotta be careful, okay? Double attack here. Disruptor should still be able to be targeted down if it does try to do anything, so... Should be safe. Oh, here we go. There we go. That is the nice target there. Still in time, and this attack absolutely shut down. Without too much of a hassle. And Ragnarok suddenly going to be able to start pressing his advantage across the map here with a lot of Lynx as well. 3rd base looking a little bit exposed, but you know what? Ragnarok deciding to move backwards with all of his Roaches and Ravagers. Wondering why this choice was made. Did I miss something with Zealots running by or something? I'm not quite sure, but... yeah, deciding to just back up and try to macro it out, which, honestly, I definitely feel like he could have done a little bit there, right? It could have achieved some stuff. Maybe he wasn't quite sure where the Warp Prism went, and he was expecting the Warp Prism to suddenly still be able to hit him in the backside, and did not want that to be the case. Oh my dear lord. Nice SimCitying here from Parting. Very quick thinking, putting down those pylons there in those mineral patches. Not gonna allow those Zerglings easy access into the mineral fields here. We have Blink on the way, and we have the Spire on the way as well. Ragnarok's drone count is looking a little bit abysmal here, I have to say, right? 56 versus 60. It's not really where you want to be sitting here as a Zerg. I guess the Mutalisk may be able to assist him in remedying that situation, but overall, yeah, you know what, it's not too far apart. Thought that may be a little bit further, but seems to be okay. I guess we have a lot of oversaturation here from Parting, which is causing this to equal out a lot on the overall income advantage tab right now. Fourth base on the way for Ragnarok. Fourth base not quite yet for Parting though, as Ragnarok is still lurking around the edges of Parting space, trying to find those little entrances into the mineral lines, but not quite being able to have that occur this easily this time around. This is a lot of Stalkers though, guys. Where are most of the Zerglings? They are across the map here, and you know what, a lot of Roaches and Zerglings being shot down immediately as they're trying to escape. The Roach Warren as well getting destroyed in this situation right there at the front side, so no more Roach is going to be able to be produced, which means we're going to be heavily relying onto the Zerglings, which honestly I thought it would be a cool idea if Parting would have done a little bit more with Zealots or Adepts in this situation, because he did see that he killed off the Roach Warren. But I guess because of the Blink upgrade, he just wants to fully rely on his Blink micro. At home, he's losing absolutely every single probe, so he needs to make this work. If he doesn't make this work right here, right now, this is going to be a GG and a half. And, I mean, yeah, this is not looking all that great. Ragnarok knows that he's done a lot of damage. Maybe he's going to even be able to send those Mutalisks backwards, help out with the final resolve here, the final defense. Going to be able to send out a lot of these drones as well. Here they come. The drone brigade looking for some damage right now. The Biles actually a little bit scary there. But, okay, there are the Mutalisks. It seems like Ragnarok will be able to hold on. And I think we're going to go into game number 4 here with Ragnarok with 2 points on the board, as it's looking right now. Parting desperately trying to micro his heart out, but ultimately, how much can you micro when there's just such a numbers disadvantage right there? GG is called, and yeah, Parting goes down another time here. I got a little bit worried because of the drone count, but you know what? Ragnarok's like, nah, you know what? No, don't worry about it. We got the Mutalisk. We know when he's moving out, and we don't need the Mutalisk to defend. We can just go kill all his probes. Be absolutely fine, and then we'll just see what happens in the defensive side of things. Well played there by Ragnarok again, making a good call there and being able to shut it down very quickly. All right, game number 4. Game number 4 on the way here. Ragnarok on match points. Again, taking a lead in a series which I didn't think he would be all that favored with. We'll have to wait and see though if this is going to stay the course. I mean, a 3-1 series here, that would be something else. Something I really wasn't expecting. And to be fair, the only game that Parting won so far, right, was with a cannon rush. Death Aura is another map that is very common to see cannon rushes on. Will we just be seeing that again here? Is that going to be another time the key for Parting's victory? I'm hoping it won't be. I'm hoping that we'll see Parting a little bit more so hitting a good stride in the mid game, right? Where I do feel like he has a lot of potential overall with his micro capabilities. You know what, being able to get some more damage done with a Blink Stalker attack versus the Zerg, trying to be a little bit more hit and run tactics instead of just really committing, because you know what, there's Mutalisk in your main base and they're killing absolutely everything. Makes sense, of course, to then fully commit, but I don't think that's really the way that they wanted this one to play out, or Parting wanted to play this one out. Anyway, we have another shot for this blue Protoss. He's in the top left side. The Dragon Phoenix Gamer has one more shot at victory right now. Looks like he will be going for the hatchery block this time around. He is Parting. Bottom right side, there he is, the red Zerg right now. Match points from ITaX. It's our homeboy on the home turf right here on this channel. He is Ragnarok. Already sending out that drone to a 3rd place. Bitterwood's telling us Parting has been losing a lot lately. I see. I'm not quite sure which games he's been losing, though. Right? I'm not completely sure. He seems to be doing really good in the war chest defense as well, if I... Maybe I'm misremembering this, but... Felt like he was doing some pretty nasty games there, too. Maybe the pressure of having to go to military is getting to him. Of course, a very emotional player. But, I don't know. I would be a little bit surprised if that were to be the case. Oh, look at this. There's actually quite a bit of disruption on the mining here. May not seem like much, but he did actually just stop 2 drones from mining on this one entirely. And as you can see, yeah, that's just 100 extra income right now for Parting. Pretty darn nuts there. Ragnarok not as clean on the drone movement as he would like to be. Or as we would like to see, perhaps. Or I guess he would like to be a little bit cleaner on it as well. Would make sense. It would make sense. Two Queens and Link Speed first and foremost going to get created here. Afterwards, we will see that third base for Ragnarok. Oh, the Overlord does manage to get to the safety zone right there. The second Overlord though might be in a little bit of trouble. We did see 4 other links, but it feels like they were just taking a little bit of a detour here. Standing still as well. I thought he was going to send those links out, trying to capture that Stalker right here, but ultimately they kind of stood there still dead in their tracks, so not going to be able to get this Stalker, unfortunately. Maybe waiting for the speed to finish up. Alright, Dark Shrine on the way. Dark Shrine and a robotics facility here, so most likely we will get to see ourselves a war prison. There it is, and then gonna attempt to get some DTs warped in on the other side of the map. Yeah, I mean the military thing in Korea, everybody has to go at some point. Every man, I believe. I'm not sure about the women. Do the women also have to go to military practice? I'm not sure. Right, Adepts here. Coming out first and foremost, so making it look a little bit like it is just a Adept Glaive attack, so maybe the DTs will still catch him off guard. But Ragnarok actually, this is going to catch Parting off guard again, going for this counter-attack here that we're seeing. Just a ton of links across the map right now. Single DT could be warped in. There are Spore Crawlers available, trying to get rid of the Spore Crawler right now in that third base. Ragnarok immediately trying to just kind of maintain the stealth detection right here. Okay, does manage to reclaim his third base, so that's not going to go down. They lose a single worker there, but gets into the base of Parting as well at the same time. Just got to watch out for those DTs. The probes are getting rather low. This is going from bad to worse now for Parting. It seems that the Dark Templar aggression not really being able to do well. They're getting a couple of drones right now, but not too many. More links being rushed into the front door as well at the same time, and that's now really a lot of probes going down that were already low HP on the this natural base of Parting. 13 in total, and Ragnarok once again kind of showing a way that I've not seen that often before on how to deal with the Protoss aggression at the 4-minute mark. I mean, he doesn't have as many workers overall, but ultimately he does manage to do a boatload of damage on the other side of the map. Kind of utilizing this this moment in time to break the back of your opponents. Still a lot of Dark Templars though. Parting needs to make this work. If he doesn't, it's going to be the end of it. Alright, he's already going to be going into the third place match, but yeah, this is looking very, very rough right now. He's gaining more workers, right? So he's getting up into the worker count again. As long as he forces with these DTs everything of Ragnarok to stay home, maybe then he will be okay. But parting here, I mean, he does need to do that, of course. Cannot afford to lose this right now. And ultimately, Ragnarok might feel comfortable enough to just kind of leave, what, 5-6 roaches in both of these bases. And then move across the map again with the rest of those links. Wouldn't be a horrible idea. As we're seeing parting behind this, you know what, kind of recovering from the overall damage that he did take earlier on. Ragnarok trying to see what's happening in the base of parting right now. Will not be able to get the scout off on that third base over here, but okay, does see the one over here now. This might be the moment in time where he does decide to send a lot of stuff across the map here. That's exactly what's happening. Parting has been spending a lot of overall money on trying to regain those probes, making another nexus, and recovering from the financial crisis, pretty much, right? And Ragnarok realizing that he should have a big army lead here, moving across the map immediately. As he noticed that parting is not going for an all-in after this. A clear opportunity for Ragnarok right now to make something happen. Has those roaches we were talking about earlier just defending the bases right now. Yeah, 4 Dark Templars should be able to get rid of those 4 roaches. 4 roaches on the way though. The third base as well in a little bit of trouble. For parting, that's a... well, there's 3 immortals right now. That's going to need quite a lot of micro, of course, from parting to really sustain themselves. Did lose the Dark Templar at the other side of the map right now, and every warp in is going to be essential to keep the front door safe for parting. Highly doubt that we're going to be seeing a lot of DTs now across the map being warped in. The Ravagers also going to get ready to really lay down the fireworks there at the front door. Roaches as well can start shooting away at the gateways, reduce the overall army production even further for parting here. As parting just got himself in an even worse position. I mean, we keep saying this, but it's just kind of what's happening here. The Spire is on the way as Disruptors now as well. Disruptors are on the map. So Ragnarok moving backwards. Doesn't want to take a fight, it looks like, against Disruptors, where he only has the Roaches and Ravagers. That's just asking for a potential comeback of the Protoss. So instead he moves backwards, grabs another base, gonna tack up a little bit here, and get ready for the next stage of this game with a significant lead, economically speaking, right now. And gonna try to carry this advantage into the next part of the game. 12 Mutalisk on the way. There we go. That is going to be one hell of a hornet's nest for parting to deal with. It's just going to be coming, crushing down right on top of his head. He does have Blink. That is a big advantage. Has the +1 attack as well for the Stalkers. It's going to help out a little bit here, but ultimately, of course, still rather a dangerous situation to be dealing with this. Only with Blink Stalkers. And not really a lot of money to make any type of transition into his Stargate. So we're going to need to see impeccable micro from parting right now. Which he definitely can do, unless if he's on the other side of the map, of course. Oh, my dear lord, I'm having game number 3 flashbacks right now. Parting, moving across the map with all of his Blink Stalkers. The Mutalisk coming into the mineral line right here, right now. And parting, once again, going to feel like he is, you know what, kind of forced to try and make this work here. One Disruptor shot, absolutely whiffing. Ragnarok realizes he can afford... oh my god, that was a big one. Right, we need to see that a couple more times here for parting, of course. Needs to gain those magic Disruptor shots. He does have 3 disruptors, actually. I thought he only had 2, but 3 does... Well, it is a magic number, after all. Let's see. Okay, well, it's down to 1 right now. And GG is called once again. Yeah, parting just not going to be able to make it work, and... That's a great one. GG, Ragnarok going to be able to take game number 4 with a 3-1 lead, and you know what? It's going to be moving onwards into the finals here. We're going to be seeing whether or not it is going to be Zest or whether it's going to be Cure. Going up against him in the final best of 7 that will be taking place after the best of 5, of course, between those two. We're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see. All right. Wow. Okay, Ragnarok being the man of the hour today. He really brought it home. 3 victories, very clean builds overall. I love the overall little aggression with the Zerglings there against these regular adept timings. I mean, it really does seem to work out, and already so adept at it as well that he knew the difference of the timing exactly as well with whether or not, depending, he went for the hatchery block right there on the Nexus, and just like a shepherd leading the sheep. As if the pro StarCraft player leading the game into victory there. Very well done. Very well done. Alright, these two boys are gonna be coming in, looking for the overall vetoes right now. Guys, remember we do have ourselves a Matcherino page. We're looking to get some codes being used on that one. We're hoping that you guys will help us out with it. And there's also a couple of quests there, of course, as well, where we are looking to, you know what, help out the sponsors that are supporting StarCraft 2 overall. And while we're doing that, get a little bit of extra money into this prize pool for these players right here. You think I'm frozen? I don't think so. Is anybody else seeing me frozen? I don't think so. Or if I'm frozen, I mean. Might as well do a little bit of a drink. Anyway. I don't know. I can see myself moving. I can try to reset the camera thing. Is that better? It was lag? Okay. Well, darn it. Alright. As they are doing the videos, guys, let me quickly give you a little bit of a sponsor shout-out. I played a game right here. And, wait a moment. Is this actually a play the game? I'm not completely sure. Let's do this one. G Fuel, alright? G Fuel, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this announcement from our sponsor, G Fuel. You know G Fuel as the official drink of esports, and right now they're inviting you to take a trip down flavor memory lane with their new G Fuel bubblegum. It's their newest, mind-blowing concoction made with 0 sugar and packed with antioxidants and vitamins. Be transported back in time with this classic taste of childhood while getting the energy and focus you've come to expect from G Fuel products. Check out their sponsor quests on our event page for more info on how to get your hands on G Fuel's nostalgic take on a time-tested favorite. Now back to the games.
Okay, thank you, Pessa, showing us how to enjoy G Fuel in all its glory. I'm gonna put my own G Fuel back here into the fridge. Is that where you keep G Fuel? I don't know. All right. I'm bumping into something with my chair. Oh well, it's fixed. It's fixed now. Anyway, we got Zest and Cure now in the party. So we're waiting for them to decide which maps they want to play on. Alright, between these two, Zest and Cure, it's going to be a tight one. Zest really has been making some great plays recently again. Really showing us some fantastic overall Protoss play. He always has these weird up and downs, doesn't he? Like, at one point he looks unbeatable, then afterwards it's a little bit like, well... Is he unbeatable? Was it just, you know, what, this one build that was carrying him through victory continuously that people just weren't yet figuring out? He's back. Yeah, I feel like. You know what? And he's been tearing stuff up. He's been going up against some pretty darn strong Terrans overall. I think you should still be able to take this one, but it's gonna be a rough battle for him, definitely. Just overall, the builds of Zest right now involve a lot of Dark Templar, whether it be early game, whether it be late game, mid game, all the Dark Templar in between. We're gonna see them 100%, maybe even every single game. We're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, so it becomes very volatile in a sense, right? If you take a little bit too much damage from those Dark Templar, it can very quickly snowball into a loss for you. But yeah, Bitswit is saying it as well. The Cure might take this one. He seems a little bit more consistent, and I am on the same overall mindset that I feel like Cure should be able to win this one. Zest is on a streak recently. It's true. It is true, but I still feel like Cure, with the way he plays, I feel like he's been going up against Zest quite a lot recently as well. So, at least in our tournaments as well, I believe we had Cure versus Zest a couple of times for Cure. I believe that Cure should kind of be able to circumvent the overall armada of of Dark Templar that is gonna come in here. Team Zest. Well, yeah, Team Zest. I mean, Zest is the best after all, and it would be pretty cool to see Ragnarok versus Zest as well. Because I would love to see Zest going up against our Ragnarok's more so making Zerglings in that sense. But then again, Cure versus Ragnarok TVZ, who wouldn't love to see that as well? We're just gonna have to wait. We're just gonna have to wait. We are stuck waiting for these guys to make a decision, and I'm looking around here. Huh. You know what, I just realized we're missing one of the players. One of the players ain't here. Cure not quite here just yet. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if he's going to be coming in. Still, that would be preferable, of course. But right now, he is not here. I can't see him online anywhere. I don't know. It's gonna be a rough one. Alright, guys. I'm gonna send you into another little bit of a commercial break as I am gonna try to figure out what is happening. So we'll be right back.
You are kidding me. You are kidding me. This is crazy. This is about to get really wild here. Okay, the Dark Shrine is done. Where are those DT warpins gonna happen? He's got the gas. 3 DTs coming in on the top side here. 3 DTs is more than enough. The moment these DTs strike, I mean, he's gotta know. Yeah, I mean, this is an all-in scenario for a laser. He will lose every single queen here on the backside. All of these transfuses just getting burnt. Okay, so Estrella's low, but he's not out of this just yet. Again, there's nothing to stop these DTs. The lair is only 50 or 75% done. He's able to.
Probably not, as this attack is knocking at the front door. He's gonna go ahead and drop here. Oh, is he in position, parting? Oh, just barely not in position.
Those Marines have stim. Come on, Inno. Oh my god, did you see that Widowmine connection?
Oh man,
Oh my god! Oh my god. 14 probes killed by 1 Widowmine. Oh my god. This is so disgusting.
a little bit scary right now. Not gonna lie. Alright, let's see. Into the main base we go. Oh, those are sentries in that war prism. Those are sentries in that war prism, boys. That is a great force field right there. And that could be even more so the end of Kyo. He needs to either elevate or everything into the main base. There's a second sentry. Oh, my dear Lord. Kyo, you are being tormented here by the evil red Protoss called Patience. And that just doesn't seem to be any escape for you whatsoever, no matter how much you try. 13 more SCVs go down, and Patience making this look like he is playing against somebody from an entirely different league right now. Kyo coming in, but there you go. GG being called. What are we watching? What are we watching, mate? Impressive how he's still being able to find some sort of damage right now. There we go. 2 more workers. Not bad. Gonna get another one. Yes, he is. 4 workers. 5 workers? That's 5 workers. 6 workers? Oh my dear Lord. Guys, this may just start to snowball into Kyo's favor all of a sudden. 7 workers. Just like that. By these Reapers. Yeah, even getting an 8th. Link speed, of course, still not done yet. 9 workers, 10 workers. What is happening here? 12 workers in total still go down here because of just 3 Reaper adjustments. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit right there. We have not managed to find him just yet. I think I see some Korean text with a crying face next to it, so we may not be able to get him on board with the games here, unfortunately. We had Inu call him up, trying to give him a phone call, but the Korean admin, it's not quite yet working. The Inu admin, of course, if there really is an Inu, I might just be making him up as we go, right? Pretending like there is one when there really isn't, and we're just not. we don't have any contacts in Korea. We just kind of, you know what, we go on the battle nets. We just kind of yell out in the general channel looking for Korean pros to fight one another. That's what we usually do. If Inu doesn't exist, but anyway, just bring up a random Bronze League player instead. Yeah, for Zest, you know, that should be fine. It should be fine. Man, this is rather unfortunate, of course. Maybe we're gonna get ourselves a replacement. Maybe we're gonna get ourselves, you know, with a free win to Zest. That would be, of course, the least favorable option, as that would cost us a entire best of 5 in a sense. So we're gonna have to wait and see. There is a little bit of a, alright, chatting going on between Zest and Inu. We'll try to get it sorted, guys, as the information comes in for me. I will, of course, relay it to you guys as well. Eve Kim saying, you know what? Let's I could play. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, if anybody, Inu here, Inu might be able to do it. Rank, well, not ranked, just overall League 2, Master League, should be okay. Zest versus Kozen. Ah! I don't know if I'm ready for that amount of Dark Templar. I die due to 1 Dark Templar sometimes. Zest makes like 200s of them, so I would die 200 times. Death by 200 cuts. Okay. So we have an update. If Inu, if Kyo doesn't come in after 5 minutes, we'll replace him with somebody else. So we do have a replacement ready. I'm not quite sure who it is, but we're giving Kyo 5 minutes in total. If he doesn't show up, we're gonna send in somebody else, and Well, I'm not sure. It might be Eve Kim. That could be the case. Maybe Inu reading into the chat as well, seeing, you know what, we have a player. No problem, we'll send him in. But maybe somebody else as well. Some other pro-Korean player. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Bring Parting in as the replacement. Interesting. Interesting idea overall. We did have his shot though. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Just gonna have to wait a little bit here, guys. Unfortunately, as we wait out those 5 minutes, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of stuff I can really say. I don't know. You guys want to watch those play the games again or play the weeks? What you guys want? You want me to just kind of send you to the pre-roll here for a moment? What would be the best? What would be the best for you guys? I'll send you guys into the play of the weeks again, because there's some pretty cool stuff in there, right? Some nice memories. We'll try our best to get back here as soon as possible, and until then, see you in a little bit. See you in a little bit. Sniper's gonna give Zest.
You are kidding me.
Nice.
You are kidding me. This is crazy. This is about to get really wild here. Okay, the Dark Shrine is done. Where are those DT warpins gonna happen? He's got the gas. 3 DTs coming in on the top side here. 3 DTs is more than enough. The moment these DTs strike, I mean, he's gotta know. Yeah, I mean, this is an all-in scenario for a laser. He will lose every single queen here on the backside. All of these transfuses just getting burnt. Okay, so Estrella's low, but he's not out of this just yet. Again, there's nothing to stop these DTs. The lair is only 50 or 75% done. He's able to.
Probably not, as this attack is knocking at the front door. He's gonna go ahead and drop here. Oh, is he in position, Parting? Oh, just barely not in position.
Those Marines have stim. Come on, Inno. Oh my god, did you see that Widowmine connection?
Oh man,
Oh my god. 14 probes killed by 1 Widowmine. Oh my god. This is so disgusting.
A little bit scary right now. Not gonna lie. Alright, let's see. Into the main base we go. Oh, those are sentries in that war prison. Those are sentries in that war prison, boys. That is a great force field right there. And that could be even more so the end of Kyo. He needs to either elevate or everything into the main base. There's a second sentry. Oh, my dear Lord. Kyo, you are being tormented here by the evil red Protoss called Patience. And that just doesn't seem to be any escape for you whatsoever, no matter how much you try. 13 more SCVs go down, and Patience making this look like he is playing against somebody from an entirely different league right now. Kyo coming in, but there you go. GG being called. What are we watching? What are we watching, mate? Impressive how he's still being able to find some sort of damage right now. There we go. 2 more workers. Not bad. Gonna get another one. Yes, he is. 4 workers. 5 workers. That's 5 workers. 6 workers? Oh my dear lord. Guys, this may just start to snowball into Kyo's favor all of a sudden. 7 workers. Just like that. By these Reapers. Yeah, even getting an 8th. Link speed, of course, still not done yet. 9 workers, 10 workers. What is happening here? 12 workers in total still go down here because of just 3 Reaper adjustments. Alright, well, fortunately, we still don't have ourselves a cure here, so it looks like we will be looking into getting a replacement, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure who is going to be that player. So we're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see which player will be brought in here. Inu is trying his best. He has a lot of connections, of course. We'll be waiting to see who's going to be this mystery player for now, and hopefully it's going to be a good one. Somebody a little bit comparable to Cure. And you know what, can bring a little bit of a game to Zest as well. Already we thought Cure may have a rough time against Zest. Of course, you know what, against somebody like him, you can't just send out anybody. It's yeah, Inu working on that one right now. Yeah, I mean, as we're waiting, well, anyway, our apologies, of course, guys, to Maru. I highly doubt it's going to be Maru. Unfortunately, Maru doesn't really work with the online cups all that often. But anyway, we're going to try our best. What was the saying? Right, okay, yeah. As we're waiting, guys, remember that is a Metrino page for this one. You will be able to get yourself all the replays. You will be able to fill in a little bit of a code. Get those codes sorted. The Metrino link is just underneath us right there. You're going to be able to find a link and find the code as well to help us out, get a little bit of free money. Overall, contributed to the prize pool. And yeah. I mean, that on its own would already be greatly appreciated. I know it's kind of weird to ask for support overall when there's like things like this going wrong, but you know what? I'm pretty sure you guys realize that is out of our control. Unfortunately, in some of these types of events, right? The players, they're human. Sometimes they forget. Sometimes things just kind of happen, right? That make you incapable of coming to the PC at that moment in time. We don't know exactly, so it's a rough one to call. It's a rough one to call, but still we appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us. And you know what, especially those of you you big brainers that help us out on the Matcherino as well. Those people, of course, the smartest people alive overall. They know how to keep StarCraft 2 alive. And yeah, we appreciate it. We very much appreciate it. As we're still kind of looking into who will be replacing Kjær. I have nothing to say about it, otherwise I could kind of talk about that, of course, but unfortunately we do not. What I can do is maybe just kind of talk about who is online in the overall channels here, and I am in the into the clan channel right now. I do see I do see some barcodes. That's usually SOS. Hopefully. I don't know. I know it could be, but we don't know. We don't know at all. Oh my dear lord. It's the tension that's really getting to you, you know? Just not knowing who's going to be coming out to play. I really like that overall of in a StarCraft 2 event, in a sense, when you don't know who's coming to play, and then suddenly it becomes a lot of hype when you're like, oh wait, this person's playing? I really like that type of stuff overall. If I remember correctly, the King of the Hill tournaments from Total Biscuit always used to have that, right? Where he wouldn't really reveal who's gonna be coming up next. Sometimes he would give a little bit of a hint if he really was excited for it, but usually what he would do is just kind of keep it a secret until the person really is ready to fight, until they're almost in the game basically, and then suddenly you have this reveal, and that's always so much more of an impact rather than just having the series being pre-set up and stuff like this. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me mainly. We don't know. We don't know. There's some more chatting going on again here between Zest and Inu. Maybe Zest kind of giving some advice as well as to who should be playing here. Inu, a lot of crying faces I can see. I'm gonna verify if this is actually crying. Might just be something completely different. Yeah, alright, well, I mean, until the moment in time when we realize what's happening here, we're just kind of waiting. We're just kind of waiting. Seston Inu, he may just not have a lot of people that are capable of just jumping in right now, right here, at this moment in time. It's just unfortunate. Just unfortunate. What are you guys up to right now? Let's stop talking about me just waiting on something. What are you guys doing? What's my man Bitterwood up to? Sniper, having a good day right now, or what's happening with that? Eve Kim, still waiting for the Zest gang, of course, to get started off. I suppose mainly. You guys also in a similar boat, just kind of chilling, waiting for this to start, or doing something else while you're just waiting for this to start? Let me know. Let me know. Because you know what? I'm starting to feel very alone here. It's just a couple of Koreans in the chat talking Korean. I hope I didn't insult anybody by saying that this was crying, right? At least I asked him if it was a crying face. It's like this. Right? It looks so much like TT, but then it's not. Just waiting. Korzix is just it's just waiting. That is a crying face, right? I mean, it looks so much like TT. In a way, it's better than TT, right? Because it has the double line, so you're crying more. Also, the eyes are more spread out in a way, so it looks better. Patiently waiting to cast JSL. I see. Working in a home office, watching Alpha X. Nice, Grizzle. Nice. What you working on? Is that something you're allowed to say? Is it a secret? Is it a secret you're working on? Let me see what this means. Translation from into. Yeah, it looks very much like crying, right? Representing a crying face. Yes. You're working on. Ah, okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well. That's what I'm doing as well right now. It's not that much StarCraft 2, unfortunately, going on. What if I just kind of like grabbed the replays from the last time we had Zest versus Cure and then just pretend like, oh, he's here, guys! Cure versus Zest! Oh, it's the same maps as last time! Oh, what a coincidence! I can look freaking brilliant in those games though, just like predicting everything that's happening. Sure, they are working at home, Kappa. Sniper not quite taking it at face value. Whee! My little fiber cloth. Always feel nice to me, honestly, the fiber cloths, don't they? They're very soft in a sense. I guess they have to be. And I guess it's really bad just kind of doing things with it overall. Just kind of like just continuously holding it and touching and rubbing it. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe to some people, but... Mr. Chairman, what's up, my man? How you doing? What you up to? Right now we're waiting, we're waiting for either a replacement for Cure or Cure to still show up. Unfortunately, it's taking a little bit here before we're really being able to get that sorted. And I'm hoping we're gonna get this this good old show on the road pretty soon. Otherwise, we may just have to consider giving Zest a free win here, which is never really a good thing. A no-show, that's too bad. Yeah, it is. It really is. I don't know exactly what was going on with Kyo. I hope he's okay, of course. Sometimes it just kind of... TY said in Inu stream. Oh, that is nice. That is very nice. In fact, TY versus Est. I mean, sign me up. I hope that is going to be the case. I mean, honestly, I see so much of Cure that I don't mind seeing TY sometimes as well. Would be pretty cool, but we're gonna have to wait and see if that's, of course, going to be the case. Oh dear lord! I hope you're not just pulling our leg here, Shield of Fire fan. I really do. That may bring a lot of disappointed people. A lot of disappointment for a lot of people. That might bring a lot of disappointed people. It's gonna turn people into disappointed people. There will be riots. Exactly. Exactly. Oh dear lord. I shouldn't have said anything about it as well. It's just kind of like... well, if that is going to be the case, I wouldn't mind myself. I hope it is the case now. You know what? I might riot myself if it isn't. I hope Inu as well managed to read. It was not the real TY. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear lord. Who was it? The fake TY. Oh dear. Unlucky. Unlucky. Riot right now. Yep. The real TY's playing arcade? Really? Oh dear lord. Gonna have to wait for TY to finish up the arcade. Ah, okay. Inu's saying Cure will come. We're just gonna have to wait a little bit. Chat versus Zest. If Zest wins 6 best of 5s versus the chat players, then we're gonna be good. Oh my god, guys, it happens. It actually happens. We got ourselves a Cure. He's online. He's in the group. It actually happens. We're gonna get this started. It's actually here. I'm sorry, guys. Chat versus Zest is not going to be happening here. I watched a Dutch streamer doing some chess, and then at the start he was like, he was, you know, very how would you call this? Arrogant is the wrong word. Well, it's arrogant, but in a funny way, in a sense. Pretending to be full of himself. But then, like, he's always continuously coming up with excuses. And first it was like, well, I shouldn't be playing just random people on ladder for chess. I should just, you know, play, non-chess players, really. I'm just gonna go play against the chat. You know, I'm sure I will win against the chat. This was when he was like 1 to 7 or something in score, with a win-loss ratio. And then the first game versus chat, he won. Like, you see, I should have just been playing you guys. You guys absolutely suck. And then the next game came along and he lost. And he's like, all right, well, I guess, you know, every chat has some good player in there. And then another guy, and he lost that one too. And he's like, oh well, right, okay, I guess something was wrong there. Happiness has come, exactly. Anyway, in the end, it just ended up the same. It ended up the same. He was losing against everybody in the chat afterwards. Oh, that was so funny. Chat is actually GM after all. Well, to be fair, his rating on chess was like 500 as well. I don't know if you guys know these chess ratings, but I believe like a good level is considered at like 1,000-ish, something above that, right? That's when you become decent. It feels like platinum, I believe, for chess. Or maybe even above that. But yeah, 500 really not something worth writing home about. Q just been punctual. The game was scheduled for 12:20. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Exactly. Q knows what's up. I mean, who knew that the previous best of 5 was going to be done in 40 minutes? I mean, really, Parting and Ragnarok here at faults, obviously. Q letting the hype build up. That's true. That's true. To be fair, well, I don't want to say. I was really looking forward to seeing TY, but oh well. Cure, I mean, very gosh darn strong as well in his own part. Did Parting get wrecked? Yeah, Parting actually got absolutely obliterated by Ragnarok. I wasn't expecting it myself, but yeah, Parting having a bad time recently overall, and you know, not a good sign for his final GSL season coming up before having to go to military, of course. Maybe he's going to be able to make a comeback happen afterwards, but ultimately, you know, it's a rough one. It's definitely a rough thing to kind of have to deal with in a sense, and I feel like maybe Parting letting it really seep into his mental state here a little bit. It's just kind of dropping some games now and again because of it. Perhaps just didn't seem as crisp, as clean as he would normally look, right? Yeah, I really hope he gives his best in the last season as well. It would be really cool if he manages to win it, but hey, we're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see. Only Parting will be able to show us. Parting did not come back yet from military, no. It would be so awesome if he did win. That's what I thought too, but apparently not. No. Now, there are other players that have come back from military, of course. Bjorn, right off the bat, immediately back in the GSL Code S. How sick is that? DRG, of course, as well, still being a participant and also coming back from military. Which other players? There's some other ones as well, but they haven't really been able to perform up until the standards of those two, I would say. And even then, DRG and Bjorn, I mean, they still need to win a tournament, right? To really show that they are still some of the top dogs, even after military. But it's cool. It's an interesting time, kind of figuring out whether or not it is a possibility to still compete at that level afterwards. Is there any Protoss coming back anytime soon? I'm not sure. Feels like a lot of Protoss are going away. That's the problem, isn't it? I don't know. That seems like a good one for the chat. Chat, you guys should know, right? Somebody else in chat will be able to perhaps kind of tell us as well as Classic. Classic's pretty good, right? He's no stats or zest, I would say, but he's pretty darn good. In the bottom left side, we have ourselves a blue Protoss fighting for Ratio Edge Gaming. He is Zest. Top right side, his opponents really made his weight there a little bit, but you know what? He's here. He's finally made it. The red Terran player from the Dragon Phoenix Gaming crew. Give it up for Cure. And to be fair, for the Protoss, we still have, of course, some pretty darn good players as well. As in Zaun. Zaun has been kicking it up a notch every time he's been playing. I've been seeing improvements in his play overall, and it's really blast to see him continuously making progress. Of course, we have some pretty cool other Protosses as well. As in Prince, I believe Prince is coming up pretty soon as well, right? Somebody that we saw in the previous GSL all of a sudden making some crazy plays happen, some really funky games and funky builds. We still have Estrella as well, unfortunately. I don't think he qualified this time around for the GSL, I believe. I might be wrong, but anyway. Did Estrella qualify? Man, how did I forget something like this? Maybe he didn't, and I just tried to expunge it from my memory. Or maybe I just didn't expect him to anymore. Anyway, We still have him around though, of course. Still an amazing Protoss player. A little bit of probe blocking right there. He did qualify. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Estrella, I'm loving to see Estrella again. I would really enjoy... Wait, you are talking about him, right, Sniper? Where's MC at these days? MC is, I don't know. He's probably become president of some country somewhere. That guy was amazing as well, wasn't he? It's a real question. Alright, Reaper Adept Micro here. In full force. Both of these players making some plays overall, doing some gamey stuff. Bunker at the front, Cure gonna go for the safety here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zest and Stats both will have to go to military pretty soon. Australia didn't qualify. I knew it. I called it. Did I call it right? Unless if you're just pulling my leg. Unless you're just... He isn't even in Korea. I believe he still was allowed to try and participate, but I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But yeah, he's not in Korea. That's what I do know. You're right on that. Probably after Sue. It's just me speculating a ton about StarCraft 2 here, guys. Overall. There's a lot of Marines right now being built. I guess he does kind of need them against the 6 Adepts right now. Alright, 9 of them. Will they be enough now to force those Adepts backwards? Looks like they will be, but still one more SCV does go down. Could have maybe been two SCVs right there. Well, the Hein actually getting 2 probe kills there. That's nice. That's a little bit of a pain relief overall for Kjør. Wait a moment, what's this? War Prism speed with a Colossus. So he's gonna go for a Colossus drop here versus Kjør with the War Prism speed. Very, very interesting. I mean, there is a Siege tank on the way. There's also a Viking on the way. Should be able to make this a little bit easier. The Widowmine drop, of course, one of the things you're not very well prepared for when you are going for a quick War Prism speed with a Colossus ready to do its thing. Gonna have to plop down this man again right now. Sends out the other Widowmine. This is a lot of lost mining time overall, but the War Prism, of course, now on the way with that Colossus. Let's see what it will be able to get done here. There's nothing in the main base. This could be trouble. And it definitely is. Look at that carnage right now. Already 3 SCVs gonna go down. This is gonna just get a lot worse here, I would say. Maybe even be able to just get those Marines as well. Beautiful splitting, though, happening from Kjør. And Zest jumps out of that main base before he actually loses the War Prism. Nice targeting there from Kjør, getting the... Nice play from Kjør, targeting the War Prism instead of the Colossus, of course. No 10 ADP. It should be 10 ADP. I don't know. That is my streaming settings anyway. Alright. Good to know. War Prism needs to move backwards. Maybe you need to have an account or something to get 1080p. But you have an account because you're chatting. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, so these guys, what are they up to right here? We're seeing extended thermal lance getting constructed, as well as more Colossus ready to be intermingled with the rest of the army. A couple of spotters in the shape of the observers here, as Cure will be coming in from the top side. That is where the army of Zest is already, so should be able to intercept this this drop relatively easily. Shouldn't be able to get too much done here unless the Zest moves away right now, which he doesn't. No Stalkers though with Blink here available. No Blink available at all. There are a couple of Stalkers here though, of course, so Cure's just going to be stuck now with that medevac for the time being. Just waiting, relaxing in between the two non-dead space areas. Yeah, I don't know, Fer. I do not know. Alright, a big 2-base timing attack here coming out from Cure. Plus 1 attack and combat shield now have finished up. It seems like there's a little bit of a delay in favor of moving. Well, instead of moving out, just getting a couple more siege tanks. Wait a moment, he's not moving out actually. Okay. I'm still in the overall mindset that Terrans will push out around this time, around those upgrades, but it really has fallen out of favor here. Maybe it is also because we saw the Colossus High Templar feedbacking further than a stock can shoot right now. That's the way it works. That's the way the world turns. Right, as we have Cure now moving out with this force. It doesn't seem that much bigger than it was before, right? One more siege tanks, maybe a couple more marauders in there, but other than that, nothing too different. I really still think that it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to make that push go out a little bit sooner, earlier on, against what Zest had, right? Felt like it would have been a good choice. And actually, he's moving backwards again here. And now going across the field once more. Okay. Is he just taking more so a forward positioning here on the defense? It looks like he is. Alright. I mean, maybe this is going to work. There is a lot of adepts overall just scouting for this positioning though. But yeah, it doesn't look like he's really committing to anything again. Gonna save up more units, since a couple of those Vikings as well now, also with the crowd. Gonna have 5 of those available. Should start to be able to really lay down some firepower onto those Colossi. And moving forward once again. Maybe this time around we'll actually commit for an attack. There we go, okay, gets himself in a pretty good position here. As, you know what, Zest is not in, well, near his third base, but will come from behind. The Vikings actually taking a long time to start shooting away at the Colossi here. Alright, 2 of the interference matrices shooting them down. A lot of the bio shooting the front side as well. And this gets absolutely obliterated. And I have to wonder, was this a mistake for Cure to wait so long? As now Zest's army was just pretty much on point with the same amount of forces that Cure had. Still had that drop though, of course, with Marines here in the natural base. So we'll still get a little bit of damage dealt there. I say a little bit. Let's see if that goes up to monstrous proportions. So far, it doesn't seem like it will. But you know what, Zest, of course, this is the main deal right now. The attack of Zest, and oh my god, Cure, what are you doing? I guess he just woke up, guys. Still, it's maybe part of the reason why he was late. Not warmed up at all whatsoever. I don't know exactly, but this was not really as clean as I expect a game from Cure to look like. Anyway, Cure taps out. And yeah, I mean, okay, all right. I mean, this is what we got from these 2 players this time around. A little bit of a funky one. I'm not quite sure. Oh dear lord, let me get rid of that for you fellas. There we go. I'm not quite sure what Cure was planning to do there. A couple of times, right? It felt like, all right, this is where you should start pushing, but not quite doing it. Definitely feels like overall Cure was going with a build that is meant to push at the 2 bases, or as you're taking your 3rd base. But then deciding not to, because of like the recent changes, of course, with the shield battery stuff. Those kind of pushes kind of fell out of favor, but then there really isn't something else to replace it with just yet for Terrans, right? Still going for this build where they have a big army, they have those upgrades lining up at around the same time, so they're still doing the same builds where they have that army available, but then they don't go for the attack anymore. And that seems like a problem to me, right? If you're doing something else, you shouldn't do a build that is mostly aimed to do a aggressive push. You should be doing some other builds that is aimed to do either a push later on or be more overall economically aggressive, right? Take more bases more quickly, stuff like this. But yeah, a little bit of a weird in-betweener there from Cure, not quite being able to utilize his army counts up until the point where Zestis had more than enough to slap it down. Let's see what happens in game number 2. Maybe Cure did just still have to wake up a little bit, right? Maybe that is the case. Maybe that's all it was. Maybe Cure just needed a warm-up game. But man, oh man, I don't think that is a good sign there for Cure for game number 1. Bottom left side. Blue Protoss, raise your edge. Gaming. He is Zest. Top right side, the red Terran player, Dragon Phoenix, gamer man himself. He is Cure. Alright, let's see what he comes up with this time around. I mean, Zest really didn't do that much with the Colossus drop, right? Cure handled it absolutely wonderfully, but ultimately it's Zest didn't throw any resources away doing so. He still had that Colossus, still had the other ones in production as well afterwards. Very quick extended thermal lance. Maybe those are the reasons also why Cure felt a little bit less like he could make that push work, but it's difficult to say. Difficult to say, of course, what goes on in the mind of somebody else. That's game number 2. Is unfolding in front of our eyes here. It's very convenient that the dust of this map is only like on the edges, isn't it? Only at like... Actually only at the bottom, isn't it? Oh no, wait, there's some. There is some. Incredibly precise dust. Alright, anyway, did he see the Twilight Council? No, he did not. So that is still a little bit of a something in disguise right now. And you know what? A point that I haven't made just quite yet is that Zest is known to be very, very consistent with his builds, right? Not in a way that, you know, well, also that he's very consistent with just the execution of a build in particular, but also that he is, it's very common for him to do one certain build and then have different branches of that build in a way, right? Just tiny adjustments. Yeah, I'm so used to seeing Zest play PvT, and then just being able to blindly call, alright, it's going to be Blink Stalkers here, and it pretty much 95% of the time, it's going to be Blink Stalkers. Now, this first game we saw Zest doing something completely different, right? A Colossus drop with a Warp Prism speed. Now, that is not something you're going to be seeing every single BVT best of 5, let alone in a tinier series. And I really wasn't expecting it from Zest, but hey, there we were. The opening itself didn't do that much, but it carried through into the later parts of the game very, very nicely. Now, game number 2 here, Zest again on the ball with, well, not something that we're used to see from him, right? Well, I guess the Dark Shrine we are used to see from him, but a Dark Shrine before getting the Blink itself, that upgrade, doesn't happen all that often. And in Cure's base right now, we don't see that much of a response to it, right? We have a engineering base. Oh, okay, we do have one missile turret now being constructed. That's just one, though, and that's in the natural base. The Warp Prism, of course, can get these Dark Templar into the main base, and, well, we're just going to have to wait and see how this is going to be occurring. Okay, is a scan available. Dark Templars quickly getting picked up again. I think, I don't want to be too hastily, but I think this is not going to work out for Zest here. Yep. Okay. Just going to start making those Archons right now. So, as well as the Blink upgrade. A little bit unfortunate for him, there being enough energy for a scan. And Cure holding off marvelously, having enough energy as well in the second orbital in the main base here to very quickly get himself another scan within like 5 seconds afterwards. So smart move there from Zest, not going for the aggression anymore. So very, very solid opening here for Cure without him having to do very much, right? Once again, holding off that early aggression from Zest without much of any difficulty. Now, doesn't necessarily completely put Zest in a bad spot over here. Well, a little bit, perhaps. You know, when you do go for Dark Shrine, you want to be able to make that investment work out for you. You want to be able to get a little bit of damage done. Not getting anything at all. That definitely, it hurts. It hurts, but ultimately, I think he can still make this a game worth fighting for, right? And that's why he's still in this one. That's why he's still making things happen, getting himself that third base right now. Slowly accumulating a higher probe count on that one. And of course he has Blink as well, so might be able to make something happen here with the Blink play and the Archons as well in the Warp Prism. Maybe being able to shut down a couple of those key units, such as a Siege Tank, a Cyclone with the Blink Stalkers, or maybe even slowly whittle away at the Bioforces. Might give an opportunity here for these Archons to come in and still do quite a bit of damage. This time around, though, looks like that is not going to be the case. Both of them do manage to escape, though. But of course, that's also a little bit of a missed opportunity there for Zest. Now not having the aggression there anymore. Oh my, this double Medevac drop here doing quite a bit. Going entirely unscouted by Zest. And Zest now losing a Pylon, a Cybercore, and a Gateway. That's a lot of stuff to lose right there for free. Nice pickups for Cure. Okay, they lose a single Marine and a Marauder, but that's a trade you would take every single day of the week. Every single week of the month. Every month of the year. Slowing down quite a bit of the overall army production here of Zest. And Zest is gonna start ramping it up a little bit more, so it looks like. With 3 more gateways and a forge as well on the way. Concussive shell now as well, getting constructed finally. Hey, you know what? It's gonna make it a lot easier against any type of stalker aggression, of course. Again, the Colossi, multiple being constructed, it's extended thermal lance as well. I don't have anything in particular against Colossi, but overall, I feel like there's so many strong options as the Protoss. Whether it be Disruptors or whether it be Storm. The Colossi, yeah, as long as you don't go too overboard, right? It should be okay. I guess they're just at least fun to see overall, right? Seeing storms being cast, seeing disruptor spells going everywhere, it's a lot more exciting for the spectator. Colossi, though, definitely a lot more tankier overall, especially in that early game. Don't get picked off that quickly. Alright, Cure here. Once again, going with his attack at a point in time. Well, you know what? It's a better point in time than the previous one, I have to say, right? 128 army supply. Doesn't have as many Vikings or siege tanks, but it feels like he has a lot more overall bio forces. And gets his siege tank in a good position as well. Has the bio in front of it, so we'll be able to micro backwards in case he needs to. There we go. Good positioning this time around for sure. It's going to allow those siege tanks to shoot once or twice extra before the Protoss forces really get on top of it. And it looks like, you know what, actually, Zest just doesn't have enough here. Cure is going to be able to take out the majority of the Protoss right now. And suddenly, Zest with only 31 army supply here, kind of scraping on by. Cure still sending in more and more reinforcements. Gonna have to take a look. 2 more Vikings coming in here. The Vikings gonna be crucial at poking away at those Colossi. There's only 2 remaining, of course. High Templar being warped in, trying to get himself some more Archons. The real overall tanky guys, as long as there's no Ghost in the Terran army, which, of course, there are none right now. These Vikings poking away at the Colossi, sure, they are getting healed through that damage, but that's gonna overall lower the amount of energy available in those shield banks anyway, right? Alright, here we go. Shield battery overcharged. This is going to be a big one. This might be the one ticket out of this little problem for him. But, nope. Still doesn't quite have enough GGs out of there. And Cure takes game number 2, tying up the series here. 1-1. And you know what, Cure? I guess that's what you get for doubting him. He just needed a warm-up game, guys. That's all he needed. Just a warm-up game. Gonna be okay now from this moment onwards. And move on through to the next one. With, you know what? A tied-up series. Gonna be going into game number 3. Looking for another victory. Another W. On Death Aura. Death Aura. Which is actually the, which are the other ones if we keep moving? Eternal Empire and Ice and Chrome. Those could be some pretty darn cool maps here. I do think those overall... Nah, actually, I wanted to say they favor Cure, but actually I'm not quite so sure anymore. It's going to depend on how well Zest has perfected the Dark Templar play here. In the late game stages, right? Because Eternal Empire and Ice and Chrome, I feel like a little bit more likely to go into the late game if players don't just end it with an early game push, some sort of an all-in of sorts. But yeah, first we're gonna have to see Death Aura, of course. Definitely will get ourselves some Eternal Empire, but first and foremost, these twos are gonna duke it out to see who's going to be able to take the lead again here and put themselves onto match points. Let's see. In the top left side, the Raise Your Edge gamer. He is Zest. Bottom right, the Dragon Phoenix gamer. He's the Red Terran. He is Cure. Making Zest squeal a little bit there in the previous one. Army supplies were a lot further apart in the game number 2, and a lot of that kind of has to do, of course, still with the Dark Templar not really being able to do much of anything, right? So Zest was further behind overall, because you put this investment in the early part of the game, it becomes so much more than just making a Dark Shrine later on, right? Past the 10-something minute mark. It just doesn't dink your early game economy that much anymore. And that's where the problem lay. And Kjør, I feel like that was very much, well, pretty much the same push as we saw in game number 1. But this time around, of course, that's just not having as much. It still got very close overall, but ultimately, yeah, Zest just not having those same overwhelming numbers as he did previously. Of course, game number 1, he managed to get the fight going before the siege tanks were in a good, proper sieged up position. And, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see if this is going to be another one of those situations, or if Zest brings out something completely new again here. Instead of going for the Blink Stalkers, if he's going to go for, I don't know, a Stargate opening, that could be the case as well. Maybe get himself some Void Rays here. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Reaper really looking out for the proxies, and there is in fact a Stargate right now. So that's just going for all of the openings that are not very common for him. Maybe he's just trying things out. Maybe he's just making use of this opportunity here to test the waters with a couple of builds, see whether or not they work in a competitive environment where his opponent also, of course, would like to win the series. It's not just a little bit of ladder points on the you know what, on the batting board here. It's actually actual money that these guys can make. Games that are being broadcasted as well, of course. Kjør not really quite being able to see anything just yet, right? Did attempt to see a little bit, but not really seeing much of anything in particular that's gonna make you say, aha, so that's what you're doing. It's gonna have to commit here with a Hellion and a Reaper now instead, to try and get the scouting information that way. There's definitely an opportunity here. The Stalker just on its lonesome inside of that door. Oh, Kjør actually deciding to turn around to get himself the probe kill. Very interesting then. I guess he delays the overall Nexus, the third Nexus, quite a bit here, but that's about it, right? Nothing else much really happening there for him. The Tech Lab upgrading the drilling claws does get scouted out here by Zest. I mean, most likely that is drilling claws, as he did see a Widowmine as well, so can start prepping for this overall. I love that he's sending back that Oracle. That Oracle could be very crucial in order to use the Revelation, right? In case there is a Widowmine drop coming in. He's going to need that bad boy at home to provide the vision, as he doesn't really have any other source right now as a way to detect stealth units. Gonna go into Phoenixes straight afterwards. So nothing Void Ray related just quite yet for Zest. That's always unfortunate. You know what? Only getting half a guess right. Widowmine's here, not really finding a lot of damage either. Actually, you know what? Looking at this right now, it's a bit of a frightful story for Kjør, right? Only getting one probe kill so far, and losing quite a bit here for that one. So this is definitely not looking all that great for Kjør. Doesn't have the advantage of Zest going for a strategy that didn't pan out either this time around, so it's definitely going to have to rely on something else, and that's something right now. Well, it looks like it's just more and more medevacs with Drilling Claw Widowmines. It's a bit of a reversal story as it was the previous time, right? This time around, Kjør really committing for the aggression, really committing for an early type of gamble, where he's trying to just get damage done on his opponents. And just not quite being able to do so at all. Is sending in even more so. And of course he's losing these medevacts and the Widow Mines every time he sends them in. Zest wasn't really losing them. But anyway, okay, here we go again. Another drop gonna try to make its way through here. There is already a cannon available. Drilling class is pretty darn quick, but once again, I mean, Zest, oh my dear lord, his overall control here, very, very clean. Gonna be able to clean it up with a minimal amount of losses. 2 more workers only gonna get destroyed there. The bunker, just barely in the nick of time, gonna get repaired here. A couple of SCVs gonna get shut down as well, though, as the price to pay for trying to keep that bunker alive. As Kjør, oh my dear lord, again here, trying to do another Widow Mine drop. He's just sending them every freaking minute right now. Just non-stop, and again, not finding anything. 5 workers, that's 5 worker kills, and there's 8 Widow Mines that have died. With drilling class as well to boot. That's ridiculous right here so far. Zest's defense has been absolutely immaculate, and well, I'm starting to get rather worried here for Kjør. Not only is he losing the Widow Mines, he's losing a lot of those medevacts as well, which is going to take a lot of the wind out of his sail here if he will try to follow this up with any type of a bio attack, right? Alright, in he comes again. Cannon is there. First time, no reaction from Zest. Okay, 7 kills. I mean, there's something there now, finally, right? Finally being achieved. But still, I mean, only 12 kills in total. A lot of SCVs have gone down. A lot of the overall Widow Mines medevacts. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, look at that gas difference right there. 50 gas lost versus 710. Well, 14 to be precise, but man, that's rough. That is extremely rough. This medevac leaving this base right now is pretty big. Gonna be able to keep that one alive. Sending in more Widow Mines right now. Zest not going for the cleanup just quite yet. And yeah, I feel like we're starting to get to a point where this is going to get very, very nasty very quickly for Kjør. It's the entirety of the army of Zest moves on in. And yeah, Kjør really didn't get a lot of stuff rolling into his favor this time around. And I feel like this may be the last time that he gets the choice to make anything go into his favor here. Yeah, it's got a pretty good bio ball overall. Love the Archons not quite working into his favor. The Widow Mines, though, managing to get pulled into the bio forced by those zealots, and Zest takes game number 3 without much of a hassle whatsoever. And yeah, another one of those games that just kind of makes you worried about Kjør in this situation, right? Not what you would like to see overall from the absolute beast that we call Kjør, but I mean, it looks like Zest is really once again managing to find his stride recently, and you know what? I feel like we're gonna be calling Zest the best pretty darn soon again, as he once again showcases that he's still got what it takes. He still absolutely manages to destroy most of these high tier players at a very, very regular level, right? Well, regular, how do you call it? Consistent. At a very high consistency. Yeah. Alright. Game number 4 coming in, being loaded up. Inu working right now on the countdown. And then we'll see what happens in game number 4. Will Zest be able to get himself moving forwards? Right here, right now, on Eternal Empire, will Kjør be able to still assess his overall place in this series as well? We're gonna have to wait and see. Here we are, a game number 4 in the top right side on match point. The Blue Brothers fighting for Raise Your Edge Gaming. He is Zest. Bottom left side, there is the red Terran player fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. He is Cure. Right. So guys, Sushi's been saying it in the chat, but I think I can make the point as well. Thank you for all for joining us here today. If you were to be so kind to consider making an account for Trovo as well as following us here, we are going to be aiming to bring more high-level StarCraft 2 here onto this platform. Trovo has been very kind to us, and we're very much hoping to kind of return a little bit of a favor and bring some quality games that have some quality number eyeballs watching them as well. And perhaps a beautiful friendship between Trovo and StarCraft 2 can bloom and prosper and make this a great thing. I mean, StarCraft 2 has been proven to be able to get some other streaming platforms off the ground, right? The biggest one really coming off the ground due to StarCraft 2, so maybe it's just the way to go, right? If you are looking to get your overall streaming platform off the ground, StarCraft 2 seems to be one of the main key holders there, I would say. Anyway, at least we can show that to them right now. We can prove that's right. We can tell them, yeah, that's true. That's true. We made a lot of accounts. We love StarCraft 2, and we just are happy to see it prosper in any environment. Alright, 2 gas geysers there in the main base, but of course first getting himself the expansion. 2 assimilators already going strong here for Zest. There is the Twilight Council. There is that Twilight Council. Now, it could still be Dark Templars, guys, but I do think that we could be having ourselves a little bit of Blink play as well here, coming up pretty soon. I mean, we've seen just continuously different things coming out of Zest here. Really playing Protoss to a key, to a T. How do you call this? Really playing Protoss as a lot of the times people kind of describe Protoss, right? The race that really banks on trying to surprise your opponents. And that's, I mean, it's definitely what he's been doing so far, right? Dropping a Colossus, getting himself the quick Dark Templar. And what else did we see? Game number 3. Game number 3, we saw the Stargate suddenly making an appearance too. And now game number 4, finally, we're having a Blink play. And Blink play, and that's going to be matched up here with a Widowmine drop play from Cure. So already, again, looking pretty darn phenomenal for Zest here, I would say. As he's got a little bit of a build order advantage overall. Now the build order advantage is not going to be that incredibly detrimental, right? It's not just already okay. GG, let's give it up, Cure. Pack it up. Zest is going to be the victor. No, not quite yet. Those Widowmines, of course, can still find themselves a couple of corners here and there. And a little bit of a crevice where Zest just couldn't have his attention be at the moment at that time. But then again, it's still going to be rather rough to make that work that way. Okay, there we go. There's the 2 Widowmines in the medevac. There's also a Liberator on the way. Ooh. This could still be something else entirely as well from Cure here, of course. We are going to see those Widowmines attempting to drop. As soon as we see the Widowmines with the medevac just kind of barely hanging out of range of those targets over here, we're going to have to keep our eye on what that Liberator is going to do, because we still might have the option of just this. Oh, okay, no, he is committing to this, actually. I was not anticipating this anymore, but... Okay, gets 2. Wants to get that Widowmine. Oh, doesn't get it. That's unfortunate. I think this was the Reaper. He had a Reaper moving into the main base there. And also not quite getting a lot of probe kills there. Actually, didn't get any, did he? Alright, so never mind. I thought Cure was going to just keep the Widowmine with the medevacs there. trap a couple of those stalkers stuck on the edge of the natural base. Do the same thing here for that Liberator, and then all of a sudden just have a big push coming through the middle, which is still going to be happening here. We still have that push coming through. There's a good amount of SCVs being pulled as well to start building bunkers and such to make it more difficult for Zealots to really do anything. And that's in fact exactly what we're seeing from Zest coming up here, right? He went for the blink and now immediately going for the charge slot upgrade. He seems to be reading the situation pretty nicely, making 4 more gateways. Was that 4 more gateways? Actually, it may just be 3 more gateways here. Still, that's a good amount of gateways. Going to be able to really facilitate quite a nice defense here, I would say. The Liberator also starting to jump in with his location. The siege tanks are not sieged up, but maybe that's a good thing against the Zealots that just run into your Marines anyway, right? There we go. Okay, good control overall so far from Cure. Gonna start making those bunkers. The Liberator did get taken out, and as long as the control of Zest is good here, I would say that Cure's gonna have to just, yeah, take that fight at quite a hefty loss, and come up with another new strategy to somehow facilitate still a little bit of momentum into this game, because right now he's looking down the barrel of 50 supply worth of Stalkers and Zealots, and a Immortal as well. Following shortly behind everything here, trying to make a block, trying to make a wall here. It's not going to work out. I think we may have ourselves a victor here. Both tanks are gone. GG is called. Zest going to be able to take game number 4 and take the victory as well with a 3-1 score, similar as we saw in the series number 1. Where we saw Ragnarok, of course, taking the series 3-1 versus Parting. And now that means we're going to be looking into the final game of the day. The final series. Sorry, not the game. The final series of the day. We're going to have ourselves Mr. Zest going up against Mr. Ragnarok. Hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are ready for a little bit more ZVP. I was secretly hoping we're going to see Ragnarok going up against Zest, because he looked very strong against Parting, but as some people in the chat, Bitterwoods, pointed out in particular, Parting not looking all that sharp recently, and Zest is pretty much the opposite, right? So he's been looking incredibly sharp. He's been looking absolutely as dominant as they come. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see if he's going to be showcasing this again here and just slap down Ragnarok, even though Ragnarok looked so incredibly strong against a Parting just a couple of hours before this, right? 1 or 2 hours before this. Okay. They're going to do the Fidos, guys, and as we are waiting, I'm going to quickly do a little bit of a thingamajig here. We'll be right back. And, yeah, hope to see you for the finals. Zest versus Ragnarok. See you in a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
You can visit the Matcherino page for our event and contribute in many different ways. 1. Free coupon. Click Contribute, enter the specified coupon code to contribute a predetermined amount of money to the prize pool. 2. Free sponsor quests. On the right side of the screen are various actions supported by sponsors, including retweets, Twitter follows, surveys, among other things. Click into these boxes to complete the action and add the attached prize contribution to the pool free of charge. 3. Marketplace. Products are available in our marketplace, which also contribute to the fundraising pool. Be sure to check out the variety of apparel and collectibles, as well as other unique items. 4. Donate. Clicking on the Contribute button, you're able to add funds to your Matcherino wallet and then directly contribute them to the fundraiser page. Thanks for supporting your event with Matcherino.
Hello and welcome to Strive.com, where I'm about to show you how you can get started on your Strive Biltong order. To begin, press the Buy Now selection to explore all the different varieties of biltong snacks, ranging from standard packs to biltong sticks, as well as mini sticks. Here I'm going to select the original sliced biltong and add it to my cart. When I am done shopping, I just press the checkout button to begin the checkout process. I then enter my shipping information here, select my shipping option, and enter my payment method. If I happen to have a discount code, I enter it here and click apply. Once I am done, I click on the pay now button, and after that, I'm all set. I hope this video helped you in starting your next Drive purchase and fulfilling your snacking needs. Now, let's head back to the action.
Alright, guys. Yeah, of course, remember that Maturino thing that I just showed? We do have ourselves the replay pack available over there as well. So if that's what you're interested in, definitely go check it out. I think usually these ones are not too expensive, maybe $5, $3, something around that ballpark. I guess I can take a look-see. How much is it right now? Do we have a mod in the channel that knows? I'll look it up. I'm on the wrong place. Just looked up the bracket. That's not the right thing to do. Silly Kozen. Alright, there we go. No, actually, this is... Huh. Okay. So yeah, definitely make sure to use the use the link and the code from the chat. There we are. Super Series. Yeah, okay, it's $3. $3. Why does it say MVP Cup replays for? For up to 3 series. I suppose there are only 3 series here, but anyway. Oh well, doesn't matter. Bloop. I think we're waiting for Ragnarok right now to show up as well. Yeah. I hope he's here. I hope we're not gonna be sitting here again. That would be rough. I don't see him online, so... Huh. Well... This is an interesting day, isn't it? First we don't have Kier showing up, and now Ragnarok missing all of a sudden. I'm sure he's on his way. He probably was expecting Kier to make a comeback happen, and because that's just what Kier does, isn't it? It's just what Kier does. Well, not this time though, Zest being the one being victorious, but... Anyway, yeah, we're gonna wait for Ragnarok, guys. And I guess as we wait, as we're trying to find him, I'm gonna send you guys to more of the break screen. All right. My apologies. I wish that we would have this a little bit quicker on the road as well, but oh well. It's a human interaction after all, isn't it? A human it's pretty much a human interaction. I'm okay. Well, I'm falling apart. Be right back, guys. Be right back.
You are kidding me. You are kidding me. This is crazy. This is about to get really wild here. Okay, the Dark Shrine is done. Where are those DT warpins gonna happen? He's got the gas. 3 DTs coming in on the top side here. 3 DTs is more than enough. The moment these DTs strike, I mean, he's got to know. Yeah, I mean, this is an all-in scenario for a laser. He will lose every single queen here on the backside. All of these transfuses just getting burnt. Okay, so Estrella's low, but he's not out of this just yet. Again, there's nothing to stop these DTs. The lair is only 50 or 75% done. He's able to
Probably not, as this attack is knocking at the front door. He's gonna go ahead and drop here. Oh, is he in position, parting? Oh, just barely not in position.
Those Marines have stim. Come on, Inno. Oh my god, did you see that Widow Mine connection?
Oh man,
Oh my god! Oh my god. 14 probes killed by one Widow Mine. Oh my god. This is so disgusting.
A little bit scary right now. Not gonna lie. Alright, let's see. Into the main base we go. Oh, those are sentries in that war prison. Those are sentries in that war prison, boys. That is a great force field right there. And that could be even more so the end of Kyo. He needs to either elevator everything into the main base. There's a second sentry. Oh, my dear Lord Kyo, you are being tormented here by the evil red Protoss called Patience. And there just doesn't seem to be any escape for you whatsoever, no matter how much you try. 13 more SCVs go down, and Patience making this look like he is playing against somebody from an entirely different league right now. Kyo coming in, but there you go. GG being called. What are we watching? What are we watching, guys? Impressive how he's still being able to find some sort of damage right now. There we go. 2 more workers. Not bad. Gonna get another one. Yes, he is. 4 workers. 5 workers. That's 5 workers. 6 workers? Oh my dear lord. Guys, this may just start to snowball into Kyo's favor all of a sudden. 7 workers. Just like that. By these Reapers. Yeah, even getting an 8th. Link speed, of course, still not done yet. 9 workers, 10 workers. What is happening here? 12 workers in total still go down here because of just 3 Reaper adjustments. Hello, my little precious StarCraft 2 viewers. We found Ragnarok. Ragnarok is here. They're doing the vetoes as we speak. I think we just decided what is going to be the final map here. And yeah, we're going to be starting that one pretty darn soon. I'm just trying out some origami here as we wait. I just folded my napkin into a square, as you can see. A nice little square with a line in between. Very important to have the line. And then, as you can see, now it's a triangle. You see? It's how I do. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then, now it's a triangle. And now it's a Triceratops, as you can see. Oh, it just collapsed in on itself. But anyway, enough of the origami. We're gonna go into game number 1 in this best of 7. Ragnarok and Zest looking for a show, looking for a little bit of a battle. As we're waiting for it to start. Isenchrome going to be map number 1. Interesting choice. Yeah, wondering who picked this one. Let's see. First one, actually, hold the phone. Okay, first one was chosen by Ragnarok. Okay, so Ragnarok wanting to go on Isenchrome. Interesting stuff. Zest just left the party. Oh my. Maybe you have to do a little bit of a restart. Anyway, he's in the lobby. He's still there, sitting, chilling, relaxing, all cool. Maybe a bit of a misclick. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, we're gonna get this started. We're gonna get things rolling pretty soon here. Game number 1, Isenchrome. Looks like a stalker. Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it was. This is my stalker. Oh well. It's always nice. It's always nice. Such a relief to hear the countdown clock going, right? You know that you don't have to deal with just sitting here anymore. You're just going to be able to watch some StarCraft 2 being played pretty darn soon. And that's exactly where we're going into right now. As soon as I press this button, which I'm going to do as it loads up. And blammo. Game time. So close to the perfect timing. Oh. Alright, no, it's not a best of 5 anymore. Here we are in the bottom left side. We have ourselves the Raising Edges of your gaming. He is the one, he's the only, he is the Zest. And he's the best. Top right side, Red Zerg player fighting for Alpha X. He is none other than Ragnarok. Looking for some more Protoss blood right now. Was able to take out Parting just earlier today. Zest, of course, having gone through Cure himself. No easy battle either. Really showcasing his macros on top of things. His micro and the overall build or the choosing of his as well. Seems to be very much on point. Showcasing a lot of variety, a lot of difficulty came into play because of that for Cure to really realize what he was up against. Now, the previous time I did cast myself some Zest, I remember. No, actually, that was the time before then. Anyway, not that long ago when I was casting Zest in the PvZ matchup, I was against Solar. We saw like out of I believe it was 7 games. No, wait, yeah, was it 7? Yeah, I think it was 7. We saw about 3 to 4 cannon rushes. And I've been hearing a lot more cannon rush scenarios here coming out of Zest in the ZVP matchup. Now, is that going to be another case today, or has Zest kind of figured something else out? Has he figured out some other way to do it? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was just kind of prepping the cannon rushes, right? Trying to get gaining a little bit of a sense overall as to how it works, and then might be able to put it to work in some of the other real big tournaments. Maybe he's going to wait for a moment now as well. Just kind of let people forget that that used to be a thing. But I will never forget. I will never forget the amount of cannon rushes I saw from this man that day. That was preposterous. That was a abhorrent amount of overall cannon rushes. Every single game you were like, well, it's going to happen again. Just kind of cringing. Cringingly waiting for a cannon rush. Oh dear lord. They weren't very good either. That was the problem. That was the biggest problem, right? If they were working, yeah, sure, keep doing it, but they just lost him games 3 times in a row. The 4th time he did win it, though, to be fair, but it took him a while to really get there, of course. Alright, let's see Ragnarok's vision so far, right? He's got eyes on that front door, and it's going to be able to send zerglings across the map as well, trying to spot every little corner on the edges here. Let's see if there is anything that Zest spotted so far. No, doesn't look like it. Now, people say that Isochrome is a Zerg map, and the majority of the reasoning would be because it's such a big map, a Zerg can get themselves 5 bases fairly easily, right, in comparison to other maps. I think that's true, but the real reason why this is a Zerg map is, of course, this very chunky pillar right here to put your Overlord on top of. I'm pretty certain that the map maker here is, in fact, a Zerg as well, and he got his Overlord killed multiple times on multiple occasions, just kind of because those, you know, these pillars, those tiny ones. Let me see if we can find a tiny one. I don't think there are any tiny Overlord pillars on this map. Anyway, the tiny ones, they are still a little bit difficult to get your Overlords on the exact right spot, even if you do have that little line right perpetrating to the bottom, indicating where that is going to be supposed to be placed. I guess I can't see it right now. I have it turned off on my streaming things, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. If you played StarCraft 2, you know what I'm talking about. This is already 3 oracles, by the way. That's a good amount of oracles, and that should be able to do a little bit of damage here, right? Right, there are Spore Crawlers already. 2 queens in the 3rd base, 2 queens in the main base. Yeah. Okay, well, drone transfer. No, also gonna get stopped there by Ragnarok, so not gonna lose anything so far. Queens from the main base as well, starting to reposition themselves. Full workers so far. Only have gone down, but it looks like there may be a couple more. Okay, no, Zest moves away. It's gonna try to regain some of that energy here. Reassess the situation. Full workers overall is not the best, of course, as Ragnarok has been pretty free with this overall droning. Gonna feel very, very liberated to, well, yeah, get that amount of drones here. Okay, the 3 oracles on their way back though towards the main base this time around. Gonna get themselves another queen here. Should be able to pick off quite a couple of drones as well. The drones trying to get to the safety of that spore crawler. And this is now really starting to ramp up this this damage right here. That's 8 more workers gone down, and that is now a respectable amount of worker kills that Zest managed to do, right? 14 in total. Yeah, it did take him a little bit to get those kills in there, but still at a very, very reasonable time. Gonna put himself in a great position this way to start things off with. We don't see that Stargate opening all that often anymore. And the reason being because Zerg, well, they say Zerg got really good at defending against it, but losing 14 workers right then and there, that is it's kind of disproving that point, I suppose, right now, at least for Ragnarok's sake. It did fall out of fashion, so that's why it still became a little bit more difficult to defend against, of course. We saw this a lot with the PVT matchup as well, where most of the Terrans were just doing the Widowmine drops, meaning that, you know what, overall Protoss didn't really have to face Hellion drops anymore. And ultimately, when the Hellion drops suddenly made a return, Protoss, their instincts took over, right? Muscle memory from all those Hellion, all the Widowmine drops, and suddenly they were pooling all the workers together, just in a big group, trying to run away as quickly as possible. And then suddenly you realize, wait a moment, those Hellions are actually quicker than my workers, aren't they? Oh boy, they're all grouped up now, aren't they? Oh god, this is the worst thing that can happen. And it's kind of funny how then suddenly, you know what, certain micro moves can be forgotten in that sense. But yeah, it looks a little bit similar here to overall, positioning your spore crawlers, getting your queens in the right position at the right time. It's hard to do so, of course, for Ragnarok, as he does need to have all his overlords safely tucked away onto the spore crawlers here, due to the potential of a Phoenix suddenly just coming in and raking in a ton of overlord kills. Can't just give them for free either. Army for Zest still a little bit hidden, I believe. Hidden. I got a little bit hidden up there. Okay, Lurker Den on the way as well. Say Hive Tech right now for Ragnarok. He's just gonna go straight into the well, I would say late game composition actually for the Zerg army here. Lurkers and I would assume Vipers as well, with Hydras there as potential anti-air supports. A pretty cool strategy overall, as you know what, of course Zest not going to be able to have that much on the ground with the Stargate opening. Then again though, I mean I say not that much. This is still a very, very strong amount of Stalkers. Setting up status traps here in case there will be a surround coming in from the other side. Very smart play there overall from Zest. Looking for a little bit of aggression right now, as Ragnarok is still trying to get himself into the next tier of units, right? Those Lurkers not quite ready yet. They are now though, and this could be trouble for Zest. Unless if he manages to really outposition these Lurkers. I don't see him really getting too much done here. I love the spread on the Lurkers as well. This is going to make it so incredibly difficult for those Disruptors to fully get those shots off, but still being difficult here for Ragnarok. A good amount of stocks and Zealots on the third base though, getting themselves a lot of damage. And actually, you know what, the Lurkers here not quite enough to hold back this Protoss. And yeah, Zest, I mean, he's just making this look silly. The surrounding their units of the Zerglings that were going for a run around. Did manage to get themselves trapped as well. Very, very smart play overall from Zest. Going to be able to take game number 1 here without too much of a hassle. Very, very clean way to take the first game there. I didn't really anticipate him taking the fight there against the Lurkers. Honestly, I mean, he didn't have that many Immortals, mostly Stalkers and Zealots, and usually you don't see those do all too well against Lurkers, especially if they're spread out like that, right? Sometimes otherwise you can get Disruptor shots, which he did have some, right? He had 2 Disruptors, but man, ultimately, with Ragnarok perhaps just having so much of his buffer force, many of his tanking units on that third base right there, being forced to be in that situation. Yeah, it's just being able to take that fight right on top of the Lurkers and taking the fight on both sides actually. So, you know what? That was still off the back of those oracles gaining, what was it, 14-ish worker kills. So that is something we have to take into account as well when we're looking at that fight. Another thing we have to take into account is, of course, Ragnarok really just going as quickly as possible to those Lurkers. Wasn't quite there in time, and it took him a moment to get that all sorted, right? Wasn't the cleanest moment in time before those Lurkers really arrived. Did still take a good amount of poke damage, lost a good amount of roaches, zerglings and all that stuff, as he was just trying to buy time for those Lurkers. And you might say, well, that's not probably the biggest of deals, right? But I'm gonna say, you know what, it really is a big deal, because that is still, you know what, a good 2-3 extra shots. 2-3 extra shots from a Lurker is going to be even more so essential, as, you know what, if you have all those Lurkers shoot 3 more times, that's going to be an entire row of Stalkers just gone. That's going to be Zealots just obliterated, and that's going to very limit the overall firepower that Zest brings into that game. So, you know what, overall, very, very nice fight, and just a little bit unfortunate for Ragnarok, not quite managing to hit his stride, not quite being able to of course, defend his drones earlier on, and being put on the back foot there. Anyway, game number 2 here on Death Aura. This is, I believe, Zest map's choice. Let's see how well he will be able to bring it around this time. Let's wait and witness the power of the Red Protoss from Razor Edge Gaming. He is Zest. Bottom right side, that's a blue Zerg player fighting for the Alpha Axis. Hold your heart and, well, let's pray for this man to get a bit more momentum going this time around. He is Ragnarok. He looked to be in such a absolutely phenomenal position, but in the end, I mean, losing 14 workers to the Oracles, and then I believe he only killed 1 of the Oracles. That is just too much damage right there. The follow-up attack really devastating him, especially if you're trying to quickly tack up and then still take damage as you're getting that tack, right? You're just falling further and further behind. I thought personally, you know what, maybe these Lurkers are going to be enough. That's what I was assuming, actually. Ultimately, it turned out really not to be the case, and ah well. Anyways, we were talking about Ice and Chrome most likely being one of the Zerg map made by a Zerg player on his own as well. This map obviously made by either a Protoss or a Terran player, as the perfect pillar is so far away from the front door. It's still there, but man, oh man. It does suddenly become a lot more difficult to keep tabs on your opponents here. You're going to have 2 Overlords on both of these places, and even then you're not going to be able to freely see whether or not there is a third base being taken here. Or at least a very quick third base. Dark Shrine on the way this time around. Zest once again ramping up his overall build order. Ramping up might be the wrong way to put it. Just randomizing his build order here. That's probably the better way to say it. We saw this as well from his game against Cure, just continuously going with different stuff non-stop. And I'm absolutely loving it. I'm very used to seeing Zest do the same thing over and over again. Just finding one build that really works, refining it, perfecting it, and then just sticking to that one thing. But now we're seeing Zest just continuously really doing all sorts of openers that are, you know what, sometimes incredibly lethal, sometimes not so, but ultimately still very, very cool to see. The War Prism did get spotted here. We have Spore Crawlers already on the way. This is why I don't think the Dark Templar opening is the best for Protoss right now. It's because most of the Zergs already are going blindly for those Spore Crawlers anyway, right? It's very, very cheap to get those Spore Crawlers while still being able to facilitate a defensive play against the Adept Glaives. Now, what we did see the previous time when we saw Ragnarok fighting against Barting, of course, in this situation, we saw him... Oh my god, the Roach Warren actually. The Roach Warren is in a lot of trouble here. Okay, whew. Zest moving away from the Roach. I'm pretty sure he would have been able to get it. Instead, decides to go for a lot of those links right here. Now, as I was saying the previous just now, what we saw in Ragnarok versus Barting was continuously Ragnarok ramping up a ton of Zerglings and going in for a counter-offensive against Barting, as Barting was trying to do anything aggressive, right? Whether it would be Dark Templar, whether it would be Adept Glaive attack. This time around, though, Ragnarok not quite having the same amount of Zerglings right here to make something like that happen. Playing it a lot more safe, a lot more casual. And we're seeing that being reflected here in this game already. As that's just, you know what, quite a significant lead in workers here for Zest. I think Ragnarok still, he did get himself a good influx of Zerglings earlier on. I'm not quite sure if he realized it was Dark Templar on the way, because he kind of stopped making those Zerglings and went back into the drones. When I was kind of expecting him to go again for the bigger amount of Zerglings. So it's very curious to see actually, perhaps in a replay setting or something, like what was he looking at which made him think like, alright, I need to get back into the drones here. This is going to be a better shot for me. Was it the front door? Was it just because he couldn't quite see what his opponent was doing? Seeing the War Prism coming out a little bit sooner maybe than he was anticipating. I don't know. It's rough to say. Anyway, we're at 3 base versus 3 base. Zest absolutely dominating the income advantage right now. And again, just looking incredibly sharp. There is the Spire on the way. A building that on multiple occasions did manage to bring Ragnarok victory here against Barting a little bit earlier on. It's going to be as successful against Zest. Well, I would like to see it. I would be surprised myself, but gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting nonetheless, seeing the differences between these two players, right? Already we're seeing more infrastructure being set up by Zest here in order to potentially take out any of those Mutalisks. We're seeing shield batteries, we're seeing cannons, all that good stuff being put up before he actually starts even thinking about leaving the base right here. Sending out hallucinated phoenixes as well, trying to get a glimpse into the base of Ragnarok. We're also having the Hydralisk Den and the Infestation Pit here on the way, so I'm a little bit skeptical about what Ragnarok is doing. Okay, we'll still make 6 Mutalisks, but I think we're gonna have a very quick 180 turnaround on the attack tree here. Immediately after sending those 6 Mutalisks in. Maybe just looking for the smallest amount of economic damage here, or just a little bit of economic pressure, and then going into more so the Lurker and Viper play, and that's exactly what we're seeing again here, right? The Lurker Den and the Hive Tech on the way. Maybe that's just the way he feels a little bit more comfortable, right? Maybe he thinks this is what I need against Zest. I just need the biggest, beefiest, strongest army that I can muster as quickly as possible. And it's definitely making me a little bit anxious right now. Seeing him pretty much double dipping, right? Dipping into the the spy attack and then immediately going back into the ground force again as well. I guess he didn't take a lot of economic damage this time around. Well, there's still 5 workers though, 4 overlords as well. I mean, jeez Louise, 1100 versus nothing. Nothing. Zestlo's nothing so far. Alright, well, here we go. Again, the lurkers are still in production. Zest really managing to hit these timings again and again. No problem for him to really hit this home. There's just so many Immortals, so many Stalkers, and 2 Archons as well to boot. A Dark Templar there. Storm is available in that War Prism. And man, oh man, things are looking extremely dicey here for Ragnarok. Like he has no shot at all whatsoever. The Mutalisk coming back around, trying to clean up the War Prism. The War Prism does get picked off, but ultimately, does it really matter? I don't think it will. Zest once again just walking over the opposition here and grabbing a second victory. Oof. Oof, man. Alright. I mean, Zest. He's strong. He is incredibly strong right now, isn't he? Jeez Louise. Ragnarok, I mean, I do think we saw a couple of tiny things there for going wrong for Ragnarok, to be fair. I kind of harped on them in the game, right? Seeing the, there was a moment in time where I believe he was on 35 workers and he went for the Zerglings instead of more workers, which really hurts your economy overall. Like, it seems like a tiny thing, but that tiny thing, that's quite a big percentage of overall money that you don't get to have and you don't get to spend. And that was, I believe it was in preparation for doing another one of those big Ling run-bys into the natural base of Zest, or at least just a massive attack on the natural base of Zest, while then also still having enough to hold off any type of Dark Templar or Adept aggression. But he opted out of it, right? He started it up, and then he opted out of it. He went back into drones. Then, after that, already putting him back a little bit, economically speaking, he didn't take a lot of damage from Dark Templar. He didn't take a lot of damage from the Archons overall. I guess he did lose a lot of links, which also kind of hurts, you know. He did lose a lot of Overlords that were being picked off by the Archons afterwards. But then, after taking that damage and kind of inflicting that wound on himself as well, we saw him double dipping, right, in tech. He went for the Mutalisk and he went for the very quick Lurkers. So, just overall very greedy in that sense. And, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like one of those things where you're just kind of asking to get timing attacks. And that's exactly what happened. Zest just kind of walked over. And, you know what, the worst thing was that the Lurkers weren't even ready yet, and even if they were, I'm not completely sure that Ragnarok would have helped there. But anyway, in the bottom left side, we have ourselves that Red Protoss player right here, the Raise Your Edge Gaming Pride and Joy. He is Zest. Really, really doing some amazing stuff right now. In the top right side, we have one of the finest Alpha X's himself, the Blue Zerg. Give it up for Ragnarok. Alright, this is what we saw him do against Parting as well in the first game, actually, that we saw today. Already a little bit of a change up here from Zesto. He's not going to be sending any probes here. Parting sending out 6 probes trying to deal with this. Zest is like, yeah, whatever, you can have it. It's fine. I don't need it myself. I'm just going to make sure that you don't get your hatchery in an easy position either. You're going to be delayed as well. I'm going to have that probe there. Going to make the Zealots here. And the difference here is, of course, Zest is not going to lose a lot of mining time. He's going to still relatively stay on course with that. But his Nexus is going to be even, you know what, incredibly delayed over here. He's going to get a lot of creep spread as well in his natural base. And that might become very tricky if we do have a lot of those Zerglings coming in, right? This is kind of what we're seeing from Ragnarok right now. I'm wondering if it is going to be a big flood of Lings. We don't have another hatchery quite up yet, though, so I don't think we will, because you just won't have the larvae for it. And yeah, this Nexus, or the hatchery is going to go down relatively quickly here. But yeah, the idea would be, of course, if you have this hatchery, you have that creep spread over here. If you take out a building, then good luck trying to replace that building. Good luck trying to wall up behind that building. Because, yeah, you're just not going to be able to do so. Trying to get a zealot there. Not quite getting this around, unfortunately. Zest sends the two adepts across the map. I don't think he knows about the third base location. Well, I say third base location. It's really not the third base, right? It's like maybe a third base location. Well, a base location which the map maker may have anticipated could have been used as a third base. But just kind of made a bit too much of a walk around scenario here. And too abusable for drops to go back and forth. Alright, now should see that creep. Okay, does know about his base actually. Oh, yo. Gonna find that drone there as well. Does finally start his own nexus, right? His own natural, but I don't think he minds too much, honestly. I think he's going to be okay with it overall. Well, did invest still a recall into trying to get that probe away. Doesn't quite succeed, unfortunately, for him. This is a lot of Zerglings, but ultimately, if you're going to try to go up against this wall that Zest has made for himself, you're going to be in a lot of trouble here. Especially, you know, I love the positioning of these adepts, actually. Kind of like a... Come on, attack me over here as well. I mean, if he does attack over here, it's not like when he kills the adepts, he's going to be able to get in. He's then afterwards going to have to kill the zealot, and even if he does go for the zealot, the adepts are going to be able to kind of start fighting them there. Yeah, interesting position overall. I'm not sure if it's better or worse, but okay, there we go. Puts it in the wall right now. Maybe he's just not anticipating Zerglings. Well, too many Zerglings, right? A real Zergling flood suddenly coming at the front door. And it really shouldn't work either because we have that Stargate right now. Oracles absolutely destroy Zerglings or any type of a Zergling attack, so should be good here. Should be good here for Zest. Okay, now, after all of that was done, right? Ragnarok does have a significant overall drone lead right now. He's not going to be under a lot of pressure here from Oracles either anytime soon. We're going to have to wait and see for a couple of more to make their appearance. Sending a Zergling into the status field trap right there. Doesn't want to even let one single drone get delayed mining there. Overlord's gonna get killed off. That's actually gonna supply block Ragnarok here by quite a long time, actually. Look at that. Supply blocked and no Overlord inside. That's gonna be finished up right now. 4 Overlords at the same time being constructed. That's a big deal, guys. That is a big deal indeed. Gonna even make a 5th one right now. Really struggling. That's yep, that was a big one. I mean, especially considering because like you see the animation, right? Or you see the indicator telling you like, yo, we're gonna lose an Overlords here. You better start making more Overlords. And it did take Ragnarok quite a while there to get that response going. Spore Crawlers here helping out, scouting against those status field traps. Still annoying, of course, for Ragnarok to kind of have to deal with, continuously having to pull away. His work is going to be a little bit too late there. Oh no, still a pretty nice one. Actually, only one single drone gonna get disturbed. Great stuff so far from Zesto. Still making the most out of these Oracles, even though they didn't have the greatest of starts, right? Didn't get a lot of drone kills, but still managing to get quite a bit of denied mining there, as we can see clearly indicated into the income graph right now. You know what? It's actually enough that Ragnarok is like, I'm gonna just start pushing across the map here. And this is an absolutely terrifying amount of stuff right now. The warp, well, sorry, the shield battery right there getting biled down. A lot of the Ravages here. Ooh, didn't get transfused there. Need to see a couple more of those landing, and then I think we have a very good shot of Ragnarok being able to take out at least this base. I'm not quite sure about the natural base as well, as there are a lot of shield batteries being created there, but I mean, this is looking pretty darn juicy so far for Ragnarok. It is only a 58 army supply versus 50 though, but you know what, with all the queens here, that may just be able to bring him victory right now. Those oracles coming in though, looking for the queens, the zerglings, managing to chew down most of those zealots, and the adepts getting a big surround, and ultimately the queens get targeted down. I think, you know what, actually, Ragnarok, bit of a bit too much that he can chew, and man, oh man, those oracle numbers are just gonna keep growing and growing, aren't they? How many oracles do we have? We have 3 stargates right now building oracles. Oh, yeah. That is... Man, Ragnarok is getting steamrolled right now. That is a... This is the reason why you just don't attack into somebody that's making oracles. This is pretty darn interesting. Okay, moving across the fields here with pretty much all he has. Needs to just wait up for a little bit more energy, and then I think he's just going to be able to zap down spore crawlers. We have 3 spore crawlers in most of these bases right now. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 3 spore crawlers per base. You're going to have to make that investment. Hydralisk on the way as well. The 3rd base for Zest, yes, it did get destroyed, but I mean, Ragnarok, that was a big investment as well for him, sending all those units across the field. I am pretty sure he was banking on killing off Zest right then and there. And now suddenly, you know what, he's stuck in this game still. He's going to have to find a way to make this work. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at how quick this is going. Zap. Zap. They kill off larvae as well incredibly quickly, don't they? Man, this is just ridiculous. And now with... How many oracles do we have? 12. So we went up to 12 oracles, and now he just completely stopped making anything out of those 3 stargates. Who builds 3 stargates, Est? Who does that? Why would you need 3 stargates? Well, I guess this is the reason why, but... Man... This feels so incredibly weird. Anyway, Ragnarok right now trying to go for the Hydralisk attack. Has 5 spore crawlers in his main base right now. That is absolutely hilarious. Drone's gonna have to be forced backwards again here. And we have another attempt from Ragnarok, it looks like, for aggression. Having a lot of those Hydralisk may be able to finally be enough to really do a number on Zest, but you know what, there's no Ravagers here, and there's an incredible amount of sentries already available. You're not going to be able to break this wall. Oh my god, Ragnarok, don't even try. Okay, he does get up the ramp. That's further than I thought he would get. The Oracle's only now arriving at this location here. And this is a scary moment in time. Nice spreading out there of the units overall from Ragnarok, trying to make it more difficult for those sentries to really get all the units spread out and locked up from one another. Lurkeden on the way again with that infestation pit. Ragnarok moving backwards once more. Deciding, you know what, again, I'm gonna just have to get myself that best army composition I know I can have as Zerg. And try to make it work that way, but ultimately, I mean... Zest is just running away with this one. He's just absolutely bringing his A game here, and it is absolutely wonderful to see. This amount of oracles, so it's all right. Just revelation and after revelation hitting right now. Knows absolutely everything that Ragnarok is doing. Can see what Ragnarok is doing before Ragnarok knows what he's doing. Okay, I swear, if you flew over those Hydralisk, I'm gonna remember that forever and forever. Just call out Zest for poor Oracle Micro. That is that would have been inexcusable, honestly. Alright, Oracles into the main base right here, right on top of the Evo chamber, looking to take that one down. Nice job right there. Gonna be able to take out the spawning pool as well. Man, this is an interesting tactic, isn't it? Just gonna be able to just come into these weird corners. Oh my dear lord, this is gonna cost him a little bit though. Ragnarok, man, if only he kept a couple more Hydras there. I think he's afraid of a second attack coming in from the bottom, and he's not wrong. He does have a couple of lurkers here to just buy himself some more time. Should be able to force those Stalkers backwards, but you know what? With those Oracles here now as well, we need to have the Hydras here. Okay, they are available. The Hive stack not quite ready just yet. 8 more Lurkers on the way. That's too many. Yep, you need more. And, well, without his upgrades from the Lurkers, they are still a little bit weak, aren't they? He needs to have that range, because now the Colossi are just outranging him, and he's losing them for free. I think we may be getting ourselves into another GG here momentarily, guys, as this is a disturbingly unpleasant sight for Ragnarok's army to be facing right now. Lurker range is about to be ready, but ultimately, I mean, the Spore Crawlers are gone now, and once again, the Colossi are going to be able to start poking away at the Lurkers. The Status Trap's doing quite a number on the Zerglings there as well. More Stalkers from every which angle coming on in. And let's see how good the Lurkers are in this situation. There are still 3 Spore Crawlers shooting away at the Colossi, but yeah, the Lurkers are gone. And that is going to be it, guys. That is going to be another game going into Zest's favor here, I would say. I mean, this base is going to go down, this other base as well. Not much there to really start suddenly mounting a defensive force here. Ragnarok even now still trying to commit here, still trying to make it work, but ultimately, what can you do? Blinding Clouds is pretty good, but it's not that fantastic. The Vipers just weren't there in time. If only he had the Vipers already available, of course, as those Colossi started their engagements, but they are not here, and Ragnarok falling apart. GG. Zest takes 3 games in a row, putting himself onto match points, and Ragnarok looks absolutely in dire straits right now. He's in one of those little canoes going further and further down a river, and there's a waterfall just waiting for him at the end of it, and that waterfall is Zest. And there's Zest is picking up more and more speed with his victories here. Well, at least Ragnarok. It might feel like Ragnarok is grabbing some more speed. That's just Zest ramping up the aggression here, pushing him quicker and quicker towards the end of the waterfall. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. Ragnarok, my man. He's playing very defensively, right? He's playing very straight up macro games. He's trying his best to make those macro games work. But yeah, I mean, against Zest, it just doesn't seem to be the ticket for him to victory right now. Let's wait and see for the second. The 4th game here. Everdream. We haven't seen a single cannon rush out of Zest yet either. Is this going to be the one? Is this going to be the one? It's a pretty good map for cannon rushes overall. It's not horrendous. There's some pretty nifty spots you can put those pylons. That can work out. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Ragnarok. Thin ice, my man. Very, very thin ice. It's melting as well. And he's gonna have to do something. He's gonna have to find some sort of a life raft or something to start swimming in these waters. As we are entering game number 4 here. With this man on match points right now. Can he take it all just in a clean sweep in the finals here? After taking on Cure as well in a 3-1 fashion. He is the one and only Razor Edge Gamer. He is the Red Brodels. He is Zest. Sending a very, very early on probe here in order to get the guarantee the hatchery block right now. A pylon on the low ground means again no spawning or no cannon rush yet for Zest. In the top right side there he is, the blue Zerk. He actually did go for a 15 hatchery, but even that not quite gonna be enough here. As there's already that pesky little probe waiting for him. Anyway, he's the Alpha Xer. He is Ragnarok. I really was anticipating Zest to at least do a single cannon rush in this series, but I guess, you know what? You can't have it all the time. All the cannon rush. But it's pretty cool to see, though. It's still pretty cool to see Zest. I mean, 3 games in a row, we haven't seen a single time using the Adept Glaive. Now, it might be because he just thinks, you know what, I can take down Ragnarok without having to resort to the Adept Glaives. I can do it without going to that form of aggression. That could be the case. That could definitely be the case. And you know what, this of course also could be as a way to kind of give his opponents some intel on him to, you know what, kind of make them think like, you know what, he's probably not going to do Adept Glaives anymore. I've seen him do all sorts of different stuff now and again as well. So muddying the waters overall in terms of the predictability of his playstyle, right? And making it look very, very dominant so far against Ragnarok. Ragnarok, no slouch. I mean, he is a player that does manage to get himself into the code as GSL. But yeah, Zest is still one of those players that is just a little bit of a notch above his play overall here, it would seem. As Zest is proving once, well, 3 times in a row right now. There is that Twilight Council, though. Is it going to be Dark Templars here once more? We have the Robo as well. Or are we going to see the Adept Glaives this time around? Is he just going to shut it down quickly and hastily? Still no upgrade here. Alright, there it is. Adept Glaives. Okay. Alright. I mean, he did manage to get that hatchery block, so it's a good opportunity for him to do so here. The further apart those bases are, the better it's going to be for your adepts to get that damage secured. The more distance, the further enemy units have to walk to chase those shades. And the easier it is to micro overall and still get a bunch of damage done in some location. Becomes a lot easier for Ragnarok, of course, as well to kind of misjudge and misplace against the shades. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. So far, hasn't done it a single time yet, though. So, I feel like this could be absolutely devastating. Ragnarok may not even be anticipating it that much anymore at this moment in time. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, Roach Warren does still come up. Does still get himself a good amount of circlings. 41 workers here. Kind of stopped on that one. Okay, so it looks like he is still doing the regular stuff against this. Didn't get himself Spore Crawler, so caught a corner there in favor of getting himself a bit more secured with the, well, the anti-adept timing attack, and that is going to help him out quite a bit here. But of course, it is still Zest he's facing. The man that actually came up with his strategy, the inventor. Those adepts, oh my dear lord, that could have been scary. Not quite getting the finish on those shades there, but well, he didn't really get it, right? It's more so that he just decided not to. Killing off a queen here. Oh, does finish the shade this time around, though. A little bit less nice, I would say. But it looks like overall still has enough adepts to make this work rather nicely. Cleaning up all of the circlings so far. Shading away further into the third base right now. Not that many worker kills have been achieved just yet, but time is still going on here. May still have the good opportunity. More adepts into the natural base now as well. There we go. Jumping back and forth. Ragnarok really just falling apart here right now. 14 workers so far have gone down. More adepts still being warped in as well. Oh no, actually that's Stalkers. Stalks and a Dark Shrine follow-up too. I think Zest realizing in getting the indicator that there is in fact no Spore Crawlers, and Ragnarok, he just taps out. He knows he took too much damage. Zest taking a clean victory right there, even though it looked pretty darn solid for Ragnarok to hold that offensive. Just not quite being at the right place at the right time. I thought that the adepts there had a good, you know what, the circlings got a good surround, but just barely not enough circlings to really kill off the adepts and shut down that DPS that just ramps up oh so freaking quickly. Anyway, that means Zest is going to be the champion here today in the Super Series, guys. He looked incredibly dominant, and we're gonna have to keep our eye out for him in the GSL upcoming. I think, you know what, after Stats losing the GSL finals, he's like, you know what, if you're not gonna take the crown, I'm gonna have to step up my game here and become the Protoss savior, the Protoss salvation. And well, he's doing a pretty darn good job of it, guys. I've been Kozen. You can check me out at Really Kozen. It's my Twitter, it's my Twitch, it's my whatevers. If you want to see more of me. Anyway, we've been ITaX. I hope you had a good time. Sorry about all the delays we had in the stream today. That's a little bit unfortunate. But, you know, we're glad that we still got to see all the players play. We saw them all compete. And, man, oh man. Zest just a little bit too dominant, unfortunately, right now in this moment in time. Guys, that's it for today. I'm gonna call it, and yeah, have a good one. Love you all. Bye bye.